What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to TD Fans Talk, home of the real Miami Dolphin fans. Once again, live here on Thursday night. Bring you another banger, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of this evening, Miami Dolphins sign rookies. And is Tua Tagovailoa, treated unfairly by fans and the media? Well, we're going to talk about it, and then I'm going to hear from some of you all. I'm going to get your takes on it, so make sure you come through. Hit that like button. That way we can bring more people in the building. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to TD Fans Talk. We're about 30 away from 16,400. Let's go ahead and hit that feat this weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Let your friends and family members know about TD Fans Talk. We're growing, doing bigger and better things every chance we get. All right, man. How's everybody doing? And special shout out to Jared Santos. All right. It's one of our fellow Miami Dolphins fans. Happy birthday. We go back and forth at times on Instagram. And he's a subscriber, but I want to say happy birthday to Jared Santos, man. All right. Listen, what y'all up to tonight, man? Y'all ready for this? Because we're about to have some fun. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Again, let's hit that like button. Come on now, y'all. We should at least have over 100 likes. Like, come on. Like, for real. I mean, we only got 81 likes and we got 170 people. Let's get 300 people easy, but you got to hit that like button to make it happen, all right? All right, man. Let's get to it. No news here when it comes to the Miami Dolphins signing their rookies, all right? Not all of them have signed, but this is just a process. All of them will be signed. We've already signed most of the UDFAs, and we're signing some of the draft picks now. The seventh rounders have been secured. Landon Colbin and Jared Dokes, they've been secured. So they're going to work their way down, trying to get these deals right for the agents and the teams. And they'll have everybody under contract when the time comes. Shout out to Timmy Childs, all right? Our newest member to TD Fans Talk family, Pro Bowl level. That's what's up, homie. Welcome to the channel membership. I appreciate your love and support to TD Fans Talk. To all the members, man, thank y'all for your lovely support. And to the mod squad holding us down through and through, man. Nothing but love. Appreciate y'all, all right? TD, you ought to know it's coming from the horse's mouth. I don't know what. I don't know what. You got to elaborate that. I don't know what you're talking about. But talk to me. Talk to me. That's what tonight is about. We're going to talk about some of this stuff, but I'm going to hear from y'all because I'm dropping the link tonight. I'm dropping CB83 in the house. Tua is definitely treated unfair. Come on, man. I hope you ain't in your pajamas yet, because when I drop the link, I want you to tell me why. I want you to tell me why he's treated unfairly. And I'm not saying he's not. I'm not saying that he's not at all, but I want to hear from y'all. Why do y'all think that he's treated unfairly? And we're going to break it all down, all right? TD, love the channel, bro. I appreciate you, man. I really do appreciate that. See, it's people like you that make me feel good about doing this when the haters hate. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I know it may sound crazy, but I be feeling a little uneven at times, like even like moments like right now, we got 108 likes and no dislikes. Have we scared all the haters off? Nah, it's impossible. We'll get a few before it's all said and done. All right. Especially we talk about Tua. Oh, we gonna get a few. Don't worry about it. All right. Anywho, man. TD, you the GOAT. No, you the GOAT. All right, man, let's dive into this. All right. So I'm gonna get my spiel on this whole hate, whether or not Tua's, one of the most hated guys or not. Before I do, we're gonna talk about the fan base a little bit in a little bit. But I want to talk about the mainstream media. You had half of the media that was raving for Tua coming in, and then you had half of the media just like he just doesn't got it. Let me say this. Most of the media that always says that Tua just doesn't have it, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, they really don't have any like specific intangibles that they mention. They like, he's too small, he just doesn't have that it factor, doesn't have a big arm, all that little general crap, man. That's what they be throwing out there. And that's where I feel like they're unfair. Shout out to G Firm. He said, have you seen 49ers schedule? Easiest I've seen. Shaking my head. I'll check it out later, man. I'll check it out later. Shout out to Dougley in the house. He said just stopping by to say love you, brother. And they better hit that like button and sub button. Appreciate you, man, as always, man. Love you too. Man, listen, man. Doug, this is a good conversation, by the way. You already know this might go left, but we'll see. But the media, I think that some media members, they're pretty tough on Tua. Skip Bayless is one of the main ones, and Colin Cowherd, however you pronounce it, he pretty tough on him too. Now I got to be honest with y'all. I can't say that I absolutely disagree with everything they say about him, but I have a problem when you won't even give the hope factor. See, that's where I draw the line. I can have my own personal doubts. I can have my own personal thoughts and, my own personal critiques. But when you cancel out even hope or the potential that he can be good, that's where you're crossing the line with me, because it's so unfair to this young kid. I mean, this league has a history of guys that have been written off and talked about like this, and then they turn that corner and everybody shut their mouth, or they act like they never said it. But I can understand why they do that, because the sad part is people like me are going to feel the brunt of that. Because I never said Tua couldn't be great. I just said that I see flaws and I'm hopeful that he is. But if he turns out great, I'm still gonna, get a lot of heat where people are gonna be like, "Told you, see, you doubted him. You said he couldn't do it." And it comes with the territory. That's the price of just giving your raw, honest opinion, And it doesn't mean you're gonna be right all the time. Somebody said, TD, you kinda did. As long as the word kinda is in there, I'll respect that. I ain't gonna argue the word kinda, because I may lean towards one way or another more, but the one thing I know I don't do is box myself into a definitive. The only definitives I give are record predictions for the Dolphins. I don't care about boxing myself in and saying we're going 17-0. I love my team, and I'm speaking. The power is in the tongue. I'm speaking into existence, even if it don't happen. We could be down 50-0 with 2 minutes left in the game. Man, y'all have hope. We can do this. That's just who I am. All right. But everything else, when we talk about Tua, when we talk about X, I don't lock myself in and give definitives unless I know it to be 1,000% of a fact. That's why I say, I don't know. I don't know it, Tua. I'm hopeful. So you're saying he's not the franchise quarterback? I don't know. We don't know yet. I never box myself in. And I'm going to be honest, that's what a lot of people dislike about this channel. The haters, because some people are on social media only to listen to you so much so that they can finally find something they can prove you wrong with. And they find it real hard to do that with me because I never box myself in. If I have an opinion, I say, remember, this is opinion. And then I beat them to it. I say, I could be wrong, but I could be right. And some people get so annoyed at the fact that I don't stick to something and just say, this is what it's going to be. And I'm just the type of person, how can I speak on something that I really don't know? So that's how that works. That's how that works, ladies and gentlemen. But Tua Tagovailoa, he's the subject of the night. Is he treated unfairly by fans and the media? Well, we're going to play this clip by a media member, Colin Cowherd. This is an interesting one. Let me see if I can get the smallest view possible because I don't want them flagging us. All right, here we go. So let me see if I can blow this up for y'all. All right. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear it or not.
Break. So let's start with Miami. Brian Flores and
can you hear him? Let me know because I want to make sure my audio is just fine. Did you hear Colin when I first hit play? Put yes or no in the comment section. Yes. Okay, awesome. I got it right this time. Let me get a few more yeses to verify. Okay, here we go.
And is trying to tell everybody, Tua is the guy. Even though multiple Dolphin players leaked to the Miami Herald last year, we don't think he's the guy. Ryan Fitzpatrick looked much more athletic. Look at the first 10 weeks of You got Tua, 6 feet tall, not a big arm, not specially mobile. You open at Cam, 6'6" to 6'7" Josh Allen, at Derek Carr, at 6'5" Carson Wentz, at Tom Brady, at Trevor Lawrence, MVP Matt Ryan, at Josh Allen, Deshaun Watson, Lamar Jackson. There's a whole bunch of special in there.
So I got to stop right there to start out. First of all, Colin Cowherd, however you pronounce it, whatever. Here's what I automatically don't like. First and foremost, Tua doesn't play against other quarterbacks. And I've been saying this. Quarterbacks don't play against other quarterbacks. So I don't care that, you got Cam Newton, you got Josh Allen, you got Derek Carr and all this, Tom Brady and whatever. Quarterbacks don't play against quarterbacks. Now, does Tua have a big arm? It doesn't look like it, but we'll see. Once that hip motion gets behind him this year. 6 foot, I agree, but hey, Drew Brees. Not specially mobile. He's not specially mobile, but I do love the fact that he has a good pocket awareness and his mobility in the pocket is very nice. I like how he got out of trouble last year. So the things that he's already naming, and then I tell y'all that at the top of the show, you're naming things that's not real football intangibles. See, real football intangibles, to me, is reading defenses, processing pre-snap, post-snap. You see the footwork, a release, accuracy, all the things that matter. Not that you're 6 feet. 6'1" or whatever, not that you're exceptionally gifted with your mobility. Brady won a Super Bowl. He's not especially gifted with his mobility. So quarterbacks don't play quarterbacks. Quarterback play defenses. But anywho, let's keep going.
Big, athletic, great. Rings, MVPs, and you're selling that locker room. Well, I mean, Tua doesn't have a big arm. He's not especially mobile, but he is.
He couldn't even say it right. He doesn't have a big arm, not especially mobile. He don't even know what to say. He don't even really know what to say negative about him. He just doesn't like him. I already get that out of him. At least I'm sitting here telling you these are the things in college that I was concerned about with Tua. These are the things in his rookie season I was concerned about. But this isn't homework. This is just straight up, you don't like him. You're naming things that don't matter on the field. It's the truth. And y'all know I'm the most critical person there is on Tua. Well, obviously not. Obviously not. When you're naming things that don't even matter.
This is our guy. You can't fool players. There is no schedule in the NFL that has more superstar talented level. I mean, you got 6 guys, 6'6", 6'5", 6'4", Tom Brady, MVP, Lamar Jackson's the fastest player in the league at his position, Deshaun Watson. It is nothing but special for 10 weeks. In a tougher division now, selling him to is the guy.
And tell me, what does that have to do with anything? I'm still trying to figure out a minute and a half in his segment. What does the things that you're naming have to do anything about selling special? It's ridiculous to me.
I'm just saying you can try to fool the press, and a lot of times you'll fool the press. Not gonna fool the players. It's not a great break for Miami's schedule, and I like them.
Now that I agree with. You can fool the press, even though I don't think they're fooling the press because they truly do believe in Tua. And if they do, we all should. But you can't fool that locker room. And the truth is behind that is there were already rumblings from players themselves. They weren't impressed last year. And going through this first 5-game stretch, he does have a point in the sense of, if he ain't stacking up to those other guys, this is where you can compare quarterbacks because when they see Brady potentially ripping us apart or Josh Allen or somebody, and our quarterback isn't getting it done, you cannot fool that locker room. I will tell you this locker room will flip this year if we have any resemblance of what we had last year of 3 quarters of not getting it done and having to swap out quarterbacks. So I get that. I do agree with that assessment. This locker room is what's most important. And Tua has to earn the respect in that locker room this year. Let's keep it going.
The Chargers. I like the Chargers too. A lot of people think they're a underdog. Dark horse Super Bowl
is that
team.
it? All right, that's it. That's it.
Mike McCarthy. 1, 2, 3.
Sorry, y'all. So that's it. That's Colin's little hate session, all right? But Colin made me think about something, and I want to ask you all. This is a good question. Do you think that Tua will be voted as a team captain this year? You know it's voted by the players. Do you think he'll be voted as a team captain this year? And that's a really interesting question, and I want to ask it because let me just get y'all answer. Yes or no in the comment section. And that's the interesting one. Me and Finsanity were kind of going back and forth about that via text, and man, that was an interesting question. Will he be voted team captain? Y'all, one of the team captains. Y'all let me know in the comment section. No, by default, not for y'all. No, nah, yes. No, only a second-year player. Tua training wheels, Tagovailoa. No. Yes, look at his offseason. He can. Why not? I don't know. I have no idea. Tough. Exactly. It's tough, ain't it? Here comes some yeses. We got a barrage of yeses coming through. He better not. Yes, we shall see. Must be earned. I'm going to give my take on that. All right. CB83 said, why does it matter? LOL. I'm glad you asked that because this year it's going to matter. This year it's going to matter. If Kyle Van Noy can come in and be a captain in his first year, it's going to matter. And let me tell you why it's going to matter. The only reason it's going to matter to me is because it's something that's voted on by his peers. The coaches wash their hands out of it, and it is strictly voted on by his peers. And I am telling y'all now, if the season opener is upon us and the Miami Dolphins name the team captains and Tua Tagovailoa isn't one of them, that is already a red freaking flag. It's already a red flag because, and CB83 said he's young. This whole team is young. At some point, you got to have the youth take control. I bet you if I ask you, could Christian Wilkins be a team captain, we probably get a whole bunch of yeses. 1 year difference, I don't want to hear it. Because if Cal Van Noy can come in year 1 and get it, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And let me tell you why it would concern me if he's not. Let me tell you, just listen to me, whether you got a closed mind or not. Hear this point right here, and you tell me if I'm wrong. If Tua goes to camp and he balls out in camp, you can't tell me that team ain't going to vote him team captain. If Tua goes to camp and balls out in camp, like literally turn on a whole nother switch, you can't tell me they not going to vote him team captain. They just want to see it. Maybe I should have asked that question first to set some of y'all up. I should have said, if Tua Tagovailoa balls out in camp, will his peers vote him team captain? I bet y'all would have got 90% yeses. And that's why it matters to me, because if he doesn't become a key team captain this year, that's a red freaking flag, man. I don't care. I don't care. You can have your opinion. I got mine, and I'm voicing mine right now. I'm going to drop the link eventually if you got a different opinion. You can come through. That is a red flag. A team this young with a quarterback that people have questions about. And let me tell you another thing. You know, oh my gosh, I ain't gonna lie. This is actually a loaded subject, man. I ain't even think it was gonna get this deep for me, but stuff get in my head. I'm starting to feel like if he is named the team captain, he probably gonna feel 10 times more pressure. So it isn't even wise to name him team captain. God, because imagine your team captain being a big issue. Imagine you being a team captain and you stinking up the joint, which I don't think he will do. But that's pressure. Oh, man. It's important. Tom Brady not a captain. This is a total different dynamic. Tom Brady don't need to be no more captain. See, when you on Mount Rushmore, and matter of fact, when you're on top of Mount Rushmore and Mount Rushmore is under you, being a team captain is beneath you at that point. Don't mention Tom Brady. Don't mention Tom Brady. Everybody know who the captain of that ship is. He don't need the title for anybody to know that. Come on, man. He can handle it, bro. He a leader. Being a QB his whole life. No, don't get me wrong, Timmy. I've never disputed that. I know Tua is a leader. And I know he can handle the leadership. But the problem is you still got to perform. You still got to perform. Shout out to Ian Baller with the donation. Says Skip always hated Tua. Colin Flip-Flop. Samaj with the donation, just showing love with the to the channel. Appreciate you, Mr. Taylor. Who else we got? I want to make sure I ain't missing nobody because I know some people show some love. Samaj again said Tua will be a captain, bro. You can bet the house on it. I'm confident he will because he's gonna show up and count. He's gonna show up and count. Be a leader in the locker room. Y'all know I'm reading CB83 stuff. That's the homie, man. I enjoy reading his comments. Dang, but it went by so fast I couldn't finish it. I'm trying to find it. Be a leader in the locker room. The patch don't mean nothing. You know what? It shouldn't mean nothing. But once again, you know what? Let me concede to you. It really don't mean nothing. But the problem is, I'm looking at how your peers view you. See, when people sit here and say Tua's going to control that locker room, he's going to command it, he's going to be the leader in the locker room, like you just said, be the leader in the locker room. It's one thing to say you're the leader in the locker room, but it's another for everybody you're leading to feel like you're the leader. See, when you're sitting there and nobody feels as if you're a leader, because if they did, they'd vote you a team captain. You see how that worked? There ain't no lobbying. Hey, make me the captain. Make me a captain. No, everybody get their little ballot, go and fill it out, and we're going to tally it up. Here are our new team captains. See, it's more about knowing that the team is behind him and they view him as a leader. See, that's what this is about. That's what this is about. Does this team believe in this kid? Because we've been having some low-key debates that none of us can prove. Do the team really trust Tua? Do they really have his back? Do they really feel like he's the guy? Well, there's rumors coming out that, they don't think he's good enough. They a little bit of friction that Fitzpatrick should have been the guy. When Fitzpatrick got hurt, some of the team actually got deflated. All of that stuff coming out, where there's smoke, there's fire, baby. And I'm telling you now, that's why I feel like it's important for him to be named the team captain, because it will literally tell us that this team has his back and they truly do believe that he is their future franchise quarterback. That's how I feel. CB83 said, I feel like team captains should be vets, guys who have been around and can set the tone for the young guys. I'm not disputing that. I'm with that too. But again, it don't matter how we feel. What matters is how those players vote, who they view as their leaders, who they view as the guys that's taking them into war, who they view as the guy that can give them instructions when they're in war. That's what matters. Because I actually agree with you. I like for it to be vets, established players who have accomplished something. But it ain't my decision. It's every player and who they view as a leader. Somebody say he already, Timmy said he already getting it in with the wide receivers to build a bond with the offensive weapons and getting in that playbook. What quarterback isn't right now? What quarterback in the NFL ain't already getting it in with their receivers right now? Or let's flip that. What receivers ain't getting it in with their quarterback right now? See, that go two ways. How you know Jakeem Grant ain't say, hey, Tua, man, hey, man, whenever you free, let me know, man. I want to get out there and run some routes for you, try to get some timing together. You never know, but we automatically say it's the quarterback. We automatically say it's the quarterback. That's why I don't really get into the offseason of who looking chiseled and cut and who out there working out showing you a video. They don't tell me nothing. Everybody in the NFL is well, let me not say everybody. 90% of the NFL is putting that kind of work in. That's a fact. These guys do this as their profession. They trying to make millions and secure their futures of generations. Everybody putting in work. I've been hearing a lot of that in the offseason for the last few years. Well, bro, you ain't see the work he been putting on in the offseason? Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Who doesn't? Somebody said, I don't think it matters that much. Okay, and it may not matter that much. But if you really look at it, man, come on, y'all. Come on. If you really, really, really think about it, you would want your players to name your quarterback team captain, but he got to earn it. So by them naming him team captain, that means this year is going to be fire. They seen enough in camp and trust him, and they, oh man, it's a big tell. I'm telling you, it is a tell. Whether you want to admit it or not, it's going to be a tell. When they name the team captains, it's going to be a tell. I don't care what nobody say, it will be a tell. It will tell us something. Because I don't know who on that roster, if that kid ain't out there dropping dimes in camp, throwing touchdowns and just eating, I don't know who on that roster ain't going to vote him the team captain. That's just how it works. That's just how it works. If he balling in camp, they will name him the captain. It's how it works. And he'll sit there and say, I'm honored that my peers, view me as a captain of the team. Now I got to live up to it, blah, 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 blah. All good. It does matter. It's going to matter. But let's get to the media real quick. I really do think the media does hate on Tua, and the people who raved about him don't even talk about him anymore, really, because they're just waiting to see. Because they really don't know. They don't even really watch. But when it comes to the fans, I'm going to tell you like this. There are some fans who really hate Tua. There are some fans that only hate Tua because of how annoying the quote-unquote Alabama or Tua-near fans are. And they want them to be proven wrong. See, that's where I feel like you start crossing the line. Like, let me say this. If you're one of those individuals that, secretly deep down inside want Tua to fail, and it's kind of like vindictive, like, oh, I just want to be able to tell all these loud mouths I told you so. Just it ain't too late to change it. You don't have to hold on to that. You don't have to go down that path and stick with it just because you already dug the hole. Just at this very moment, just say, hey, you know what? I got to stop. I'm wishing the kid the very best. I'm a root for his success. I'm a root for his success, because that is definitely the wrong reason. But I know there's a lot of people out there that do that. There'd be people on this show that's coming. Yeah, I agree with you, TD. I hope he. No. We're a little different. We're a little different. I need that kid to be great. I'm just doing what I do, critiquing any and everybody on this roster the way they deserve to be critiqued, because I want to see it better. I want to get to a point to where I can't critique them. I want to get to a point to where people are saying, I told you so, TD, even though they didn't. But I'll give it to him. It doesn't matter to me. That means we're balling out and we're winning. We need him as Dolphin fans to be the future because we made the decision. So let's go Tua. So if you got that kind of hate, we are not the same. I just want to be clear. Y'all people be inboxing me on Instagram. CT, do you like me, man? We can't stand to it. What are you talking about? I've never said I couldn't stand this kid. Mostly anything I say about him when I'm joking and trolling, like the real bad stuff I say, that's only trolling people. I love Tua. Now, I don't love what he put on the field every time, but he was young. He was a rookie. And in my eyes, that ain't no excuse, because ball is ball, you know, and this and that. But there is a such thing as developing and becoming great. And I had to early on say, okay, I got my answer. He's a developmental quarterback. Now we got to hope that he turns out to be what we want him to be. And nothing's wrong with that. But it did confirm you don't get a developmental quarterback at number 5. And some people get mad at me for that. TD, he not a developmental quarterback, bro. It was just his hip. No, I don't want to hear all that. Well, he got to develop that hip. However you want to slice it. However you want to slice it. However you want to slice it. Thin crust, stuffed crust, deep pan, or slice it however you want. He's a developmental quarterback, and nothing's wrong with that. We just need to see him develop. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that those weapons catch that ball at a high clip. I'm hoping that the offensive line block and provide the proper protection. I'm hoping that the running game can pick up a little steam so it makes it easier and we don't have to rely on him to do everything, which is unfair. And I'm hoping the defense maintain at a minimum the way they did last year. It's that simple. But is he treated unfairly? Tua is not treated unfairly, honestly. By the media, yes, because they don't know what they're talking about. By fans, no, because fans are only doing what they do. Fanning. EM said at TD, every quarterback is developmental. Stop. See, you come on here, EM, and the first thing out your mouth is a lie. The first thing out your mouth is a lie. The first thing out your mouth is a lie. Every quarterback is a developmental quarterback, TD. Herbert ain't no developmental quarterback. They know where he is now. Now he going to fine tune it. That ain't development. He got it. They already know he got it. Development means we trying to take you to something. We trying to put you somewhere that we ain't see yet. We trying to make you something we ain't see yet. That's developmental. We want to develop you from here to there. We want to get you from this point, and we want to turn you into something that we never saw you be. They know what Herbert can be, and he already showed flashes of it. We want to take you from where you are, and we want to turn you into this. That's development. Out of here with that crap. Every quarterback is development. Yeah, in general terms, everybody working to be better, but you know what I was talking about whenever I said that. Trying to make it this general statement to make it okay. No, he's okay. All right, let me help you out, EM. He ain't developmental. He a project. Is that better? He's a project. See, Herbert ain't no project. Herbert ain't no project. Is that a better word for you? See you. Ooh, boy, yeah. Ooh, see, you get me cranked up, baby. You get me cranked up. Hey, I want every bit of that smoke tonight. I want every bit of that smoke tonight. Was Drew Brees the developmental? Sure was. See, that's the difference. And he ended up becoming that guy. Was Brady developmental? Sure was. And he ended up becoming that guy. See, you think you can trap me with it? No, you can't. They were developmental too. Good for them for actually going from where they were, and they wanted to make you this, and they made them that. So you can't trap me with that crap. Herbert ain't come in like them. Herbert came in eating. Oh, no, you can't trap me. You can't trap me. That's right, they were developmental. That's right, they were. You can't trap me with that crap. Out of here with that mess. Yeah, they were developmental. Brady for doggone sure was developmental. And they helped turn him into a GOAT. Every rookie QB is developing. See, you see how they want to give you the general term? We all know everyone is developing, but the sad thing is, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say developmental. But that's why I said, you know what? They're a project. Just like Brady was a project. You know what a project is? Nah, we don't think he gonna be. We have no expectations. Tom Brady, we just draft him. We see a few flashes. Maybe we can make him a good, practice guy, get some good reps in, help the team be a little better by having a doable quarterback. We ain't gonna hit him in practice, so just let him throw. We like his little arm. That's a project. Brady was a project. Nobody can sit here and deny Brady was a project. So if y'all want to get rid of the word developmental, that's fine. Project then. But you don't draft a project at number 5 overall. Talk to me, somebody. Talk to me. You don't draft a project at number 5 overall, and that's the point. That's the point. You don't draft projects at number 5 overall. Because if you're wrong, you waste the number 5 overall pick. Somebody said that 7th round offensive lineman is a project. Exactly. Because that's where project's supposed to be drafted. That's why before last year's draft even started, my only thing with Tua was don't draft him at 5. If he's there at 9, I'd get him, but don't do it at 5. At least get some value back out of it. Jordan said, do you believe right now that Tua can lead us to a Super Bowl this year? It's hard to see right now. No, I don't believe that. Because I had no tangible evidence or visible evidence to tell me he could. That's why I'm so hopeful this year that he turns the corner and he just balls out and we all like, man, yes. Hopefully that answered the question. Cap for Life said, family, I'm going to say this once and for all. When it comes to being a Miami Dolphins starting quarterback, it costs to be the boss. It always costs with the always comes with the territory. TD, you know this, man. Yeah, I know. But the problem is people don't want them to have to pay. It do cost to be the boss. But people want to go ahead and let people be bosses without paying their toll. That's what it is. That's what it is. Ain't nobody got to earn nothing in Miami. But no. Let me take that back because everybody criticizing some of our other draft picks. But when it comes to a quarterback that people wanted, they ain't got, listen, you can do no wrong. TD running scared tonight. He won't drop the link. Oh, it's coming, EM. You give me 30 seconds. It's coming. Jordan Fudge said, so how long do you hold on to a developmental project that you picked at 5 overall? It depends on your options, bro. So if you see, small progression this year and you don't have another option like a Watson or something like that, you give him 3 years. He gets the 3rd year. But if you got that other option and the project improvement ain't good enough, you move on and you go get you a Super Bowl a guy who can help you win the Super Bowl. It's that simple. I just dropped the link, Ian. It's that simple. I've always said Tua is going to be a 3rd year guy. I said that if Tua does turn out to be that dude, it's going to be year 3, 2022. I said you'll see 2021, you'll see a good improvement, but 2023 is that come out party where it's like just like Josh Allen did this year, in other words. I've always said if he turns out to be that guy, it won't happen until 2022 anyway. I've said that for the longest now. And he could become it, but we got to see it, man. I'm not just going to give it to him. I'm not going to give it to him. Where you at, EM? You told me drop the link. I dropped it. Stop running scared. Stop running scared. The link been dropped, homie. The link been dropped. Because I got a bone to pick with you anyway. With that crappy comment you told me on the phone. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm bringing it up. He talk about some. The reason why Tua held the ball long and he hesitated to throw is because he didn't trust his weapons. Yeah, you come on here and defend that crap. You come on here and defend that crap. No, don't back out now. Hit that link. Hit that link. Oh yeah, you think somebody dodging you? What's up?
You always dodging me, bro. You already know that.
What's up, EM Foolish Talk? Is this your brother? Is this the twin brother or the delusional one?
Listen, the people know the truth. The real ones out there know what time it is. They know exactly what time it is. So you can save all that nonsense, bro.
Yeah, they trying to figure out that little excuse you told me on the phone, and I'm exposing you now. Talk about Tua held the ball or he hesitated because he didn't trust his receivers. Go ahead, elaborate.
I did not say no. I want to address the comment that you
backtrack.
No, sir. Before we get to that, I want to address your comment. What you said verbatim, what you just see again. I fought you so much for leaving a good portion. Hang on. I fought you so much. This is my biggest pet peeve with you, TD. Ever since the day I met you. Which is the reason why I started jumping on these streams, is because I fought you so much for leaving a good portion of this fan base ignorant by the things that you said that comes out of your mouth. You just made the comment. What you just told the world was that no, you don't develop, you don't draft a developmental player at you said 5. Well, at any point of the draft, at first, second, third round. TD, every player that comes into the league is a developmental player, bro. Every player. Hang on.
No, you can't finish. No, you can't finish.
Really, TD?
No, because let me tell you why. Because you twisting the narrative now. You trying to,
bro.
Okay, go ahead. TD. Go ahead, so I can squash it. Go ahead.
Well, if that's the case, if there are finished products that come into the league, there's no need to coach them up there. There's no need for coaching.
No.
There's no need for coaching.
Everybody that has any semblance of common sense know exactly what I mean. We know that when you bring in, excuse me, can I finish now? We know that when you bring in.
You didn't say that, TD. You didn't say that. You didn't clarify what you meant. You need to mean what you said.
First of all, I didn't clarify. First of all, I didn't just clarify anyway for you to know if what I'm saying is right or not. That's why you see you skating. Wait till I finish the point.
No. I don't even think you understand what you were trying to say.
Then why don't you let me finish? Why don't you let me finish before you judge it? Then
okay, well go ahead.
Okay, let's try that. All right. Everybody that has any semblance of common sense know exactly what I mean. We know that when you bring, okay, can I finish? We know that when you bring any player in, they have to prove it. But you sure know that when you bringing them in at number 1, 2, 3, 4, freaking 5, that you believe that they gonna be a day one starter and ball out. That's what you should be believing. That you ain't gotta be developmental guys like a fourth rounder. Everybody know what I meant. You just want to be literal to finally try to have something to say right.
No, what you said was foolish, bro. What you said, the statement you made was typical conversation on TD foolish talk.
You know what?
You just said.
You know what was foolish? You know what was foolish? You know what was foolish? You sitting there telling us that we be drafting a player that'll come in day one and start because he that good, and that was after the freaking injury. That's what was foolish. That's what was foolish.
If you want to be real, TD, if you go back and look at the tape, I said Fitzpatrick was the one that was going to start, and he was going to have a big year this year.
Oh my God.
I was all about Tua sitting for an entire year, or as long as the coaches were comfortable.
No,
what I wanted him to be was at least a year removed away from the injury, is what I said. And
Tua is the guy. He's always been the guy, and he will be starting day one. He will go to camp and blow Fitzpatrick out by light years. That's what you said.
Stop, bro.
You didn't say that now. Ladies and gentlemen in the comment section,
did
he say that? Yes or no?
TD, stop it, bro. Stop. See, no, you shouldn't. A good portion of your fan base are my haters. They don't care for Ian Dolphins fan too much. But the real ones know.
They love you, bro.
The real ones know what time it is. So at the end of the day, what I said was, I never said day one he should start because I was in fear. I wanted him to be at least a year removed away from that injury, bro. That's fact. And I told y'all I was the only one that was talking about Fitzpatrick, the one you said was garbage, the one you said we wouldn't get quality production out of him. Not only you, but probably 98% of our fan base.
So this is where you're lying. This is where you're lying. I'm actually gonna give you credit, but it's gonna prove that you're lying. Because you did say that Fitzpatrick may have a great season.
I said Pro Bowl quality seasons.
Yes, and I was one of the main ones who also said under this regime, Fitzpatrick could have the best season of his career. So I'll give you. I did say that. I did say that.
No, you didn't.
I did say that.
You was killing him. Stop it, TD. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop. You're already keeping the people ignorant, but you gonna lie to them on top of that? Don't do that.
Bro, I said Ryan Fitzpatrick would potentially have the best season of his career.
No, you didn't. I was the only one saying that in this community, bro. The only one.
Oh,
me
and
well, I don't.
All right, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and say you just don't remember.
But you never said that. You never said you always killed Fitzpatrick. You always killed him, bro. Stop it.
Here we go.
How many times on your platform we sat here and argued in 2019, bro? And we talked to y'all sat up here and saying, oh, he was all about 50-50, throwing them 50-50 balls. That's the only thing. Bro.
No. I did say that's what Rick Fitzpatrick was, but I said low key he might have the best season of his career under this new regime.
Stop it, bro. You need to stop that, TD. Stop it.
Listen,
it's one thing to mislead.
Don't worry. I'm gonna get the tape. I'm gonna play the tape. All right.
Listen, listen. You know I got nothing but love for you, but I don't care who you are. If you're out here spewing foolishness, I'm gonna call you out on it. I don't care what platform or who you are. You already know what time it is with Ian Dolphins there. So at the end of the day, listen. It's one thing to mislead, but it's a totally different thing to sit up here and flat out lie. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying, bro.
I will get the tape and I'll play it for everybody, and then I'll make sure I have that clip ready just for you when you come back through. Because you're sitting here.
I don't need you to do that, but go ahead. Good luck finding that tape. You saying Fitzpatrick was going to have his best year. Stop it. Stop that, bro.
So why don't you share with everybody some of the things you shared with me over the phone, about Tua Tagovailoa right now? Why don't you tell us? What do you think about what do you think about Tua now?
I think Tua is right on schedule. I think in terms of his development, man, he's if my headphones cut out, if I cut out, it's my headphones about to die. But
you good.
I got a little juice left. But I think Tua is right on schedule in his development, bro. I mean, I look at, physically, I think Tua, first and foremost, Tua has to get right. If he gets right physically, he will get right mentally. And if Tua gets right mentally, well, we have something special on our hands. But the only question that I have with Tua is going to be a highly productive player in this league. The only question I have with Tua, just like any player, is what level can Tua get to? And see, that's what comes into play with the Aaron Rodgers narrative, with the Deshaun Watson narrative. The only question I have with Tua is what level he can get to. And see, this is why I entertain the possibility of us trading for and acquiring a player like Watson because of the age, the only 2-year difference in age, and Deshaun Watson is at an all-pro level right now. So it's not like an indictment on Tua being a productive player in this league. I don't know, I'm not, I can't see the future. So I don't know what level he's going to get to. But I do know this. I think, 100% that Tua, in terms of him being a quote-unquote bust, that ain't happening. The dude is too skilled to be a flat-out bust like your boy Josh Rosen was. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to bring that up. My bad. But the one who you was foaming at the mouth over and spitting everywhere, talking about he gonna start. But anyway, that's a whole nother show. But but anyway, I am comfortable where Tua is at this stage of his development. I'm totally comfortable with it. I think this year, again, physically, if he's right physically, he will be right mentally. And with the support that this team has put around him, I think we will see a significant impact, a significant increase of his production and his overall impact on this team, and not only our team, but the league. Because I think if that happens, we're a playoff team, no doubt. So at the end of the day, bro, I'm comfortable with Tua. I am. Does he need development? Absolutely. Like every single player that is getting drafted into the NFL. That's a fact, bro. You hear coaches all the time when they talk about the draft, man. Well, what they're drafting generally is athleticism. You gotta have the wheels. Okay. So when different coaches in the NFL, different teams, they have different philosophies, different schemes, different ways they coach players, right? Players coming from college, they might not be aligned philosophically with that coach from a schematic standpoint or a mental standpoint. That's where coaches and developmental and developing players comes in. So again, that narrative that you just said earlier is ridiculous. So
all right, man.
At the end of the day, Tua is fine, bro. Tua will be all right.
He's gonna be all right.
Tua will be fine. It's just like I said.
So you believe he's gonna turn out to be a franchise quarterback?
Oh, absolutely. The only question is
you
what
hesitated.
Level he can. No, I have no question he's gonna be a franchise quarterback. But the only question is what level will he get to? That's the only question. And again, that's where like I just pointed out, that's where the Deshaun Watson. That's why I would entertain trading for Watson or possibly Aaron Rodgers, because more than likely I'll say this, more than likely he definitely won't get to the level of Aaron Rodgers. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is like one of the 3 greatest I've ever seen. He might, he might, but more than likely he won't. But will he be productive? Absolutely. Will he be a player that we can win with? Absolutely. I believe that firmly. But we have to wait and let us see it play out. I know what Watson is right now. I know what Aaron Rodgers is right now. So, yeah, absolutely. Franchise quarterback, absolutely.
If you know he's going to turn out to be a franchise quarterback, I understand that you know now and you don't know it, and you're saying absolutely, then why would you trade? Why would you even think of it?
Is Matt Ryan a franchise quarterback?
Yeah.
Would you trade Matt Ryan for Aaron Rodgers?
No.
Stop it, TD. Stop.
Because
Stop.
Matt Ryan isn't the reason they're losing.
Stop it, TD.
I don't have to stop. I would not. Don't get me wrong. I would rather Aaron Rodgers.
But again, that's the point.
No. You're missing it. You're missing it though. Here's the deal.
Point.
No, you're missing it. See, if I got to do Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers straight up, of course, but that ain't what it will be. You think Atlanta would trade Matt Ryan and 3 firsts for Aaron Rodgers? The true cost of the trade, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trade Matt Ryan and 3 first-round picks for Aaron Rodgers.
Hang on. I'm sorry. Hang on, TD. See, you got these fools, man. Look at this dude, this fool Bones, talking about, I said he was a day one starter. Now he has all of these questions that Ray Charles can see Tua have. Stop it, man. You need to stop it, bro. Really? Come on, man. And don't take my word for it. If Tua was healthy, if the injury hadn't have happened, if Tua hadn't gotten hurt in Alabama, he probably would have wound up starting, according to Brian Flores. So come on, man. Stop it. These idiots kill me, man. I'm telling you. See, they force me. See, they bring it on themselves, and they get mad at me when I react to them. They get mad at me when I react to them with their foolishness, bro. Stop.
Yeah, man. Why does it
it's
bother
ridiculous,
you so
man.
much,
These idiots, bro. They're idiots. They kill it, bro. These disgusting,
because they have a difference of opinion than you.
No. I don't care about you having a difference of opinion. But you're attacking me when you attack me, bro, and then you misquote me. You flat out lying, bro. You flat out lying on EM Dolphin fan. Come on, man.
You told me on the phone that Tua is trash and we need Watson, bro.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know you did. I know I did. Yeah, I told that's exactly what I told.
Y'all hear him confirming it. See? You hear him confirming it, man. Listen, man. EM, man. I don't want to switch gears because I still got a few more things I need to give it to you on. Listen, do you think that Miami Dolphins are still in the running for Watson?
Yeah, I think he's still in play, bro. I can't put that narrative to bed. You consistently are hearing, the Dolphins being one of the teams that are intrigued the most with him, with the player. You can't just dismiss that. It's been consistent, even in the midst of all of when the storm broke, when the storm came, and even in the midst of the eye of the storm, those independent people around the league who I listen to and who have a level of credibility with me because of things that they have said have come to fruition over the years, they've consistently said there's a high level of intrigue from the on both parties. So you heard Peter King the other day in his I read an article the other day, and Peter King is as plugged in as it gets. He said the same thing, what he's being told. So I can't put that narrative to bed. But if you're the Dolphins, if you're the Dolphins and this story is not as big as the media has portrayed it to be, you'd be a fool not considering where we are as a franchise. It would be extremely buffoonish of you to not entertain acquiring this player at this age, entering his physical prime, playing at this level. You'd be a buffoon not to do that.
So I'm gonna walk you through this. I'm about to talk for like 4 minutes, and I want you to listen to everything I have to say, and then I'm gonna ask you a simple question at the end because this is what's bothering me the most. So first of all, this is what I know to be a fact and true. Okay, this ain't speculation, and any part of it that is speculation, I will tell you and everybody right here. What I know to be 100% true via internal source. Okay, and that ain't smoke, whether you want to take that or not. Internal source and media outlets, the Miami Dolphins were literally top 2 front runners for Deshaun Watson before the news even broke, and an offer was already made for Deshaun Watson. Whether Houston wanted to go through with it or not, that's where the speculation comes that the deal was already in place, ready to be pulled on draft night until all that crap happened. That's a little bit speculative, But I have specific sources that an offer was already made. Miami was going after Watson. And then you have all the different reports of even the guys you're talking about and stuff saying the same thing. Okay. Watson's situation happens. It gets quiet on the front. What bothered me with the situation was, from my understanding, the draft capital that we had for this year, a lot of that was going to be used in the trade. Not only was it going to be used in the trade, there was a defensive player that was going to be sent off as well. A good defensive player. Don't know. I'm not speculating who it was because I didn't get an exact name. Okay. There was a defensive player included in it and a barrage of draft picks, including this year's number 3 pick. Okay. Now we've already picked our players. We traded out, we picked players, and if it feels like, oh, well, this situation scratched it out because we don't got the draft capital, but Miami gets back up to 6 and pick up extra draft capital for the future. All of a sudden. And then the most recent reports, which even the source I have not heard from. I have not heard from and still haven't reached out. I'm going to reach out tomorrow. I have not heard from, but now you got sources coming out saying that the Miami Dolphins are one of the 2 teams that this source knows of that are monitoring his situation very closely to this day. What am I supposed to do with that? Because here's what bothers me, and this is where I defer to you to talk about that and answer this question primarily. If none of this is true and everybody's lying, is that smart for Chris Grier to literally be sitting here saying, no, Tua's our guy. We going with Tua. Forget that Watson crap. He never was the guy. Blah, 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 blah. Is that smart? Like, is that realistic that a general manager could really think that at this point?
Well, from whose perspective, TD? Are you talking from the player, or are you talking about from the player? Are you talking about a GM's perspective or player's perspective? Yes,
Chris Grier.
Well, I've been telling y'all, and you know this. I've been telling you since day one, bro. In the NFL, there's a game always played within the game, and that's the PR game. Always is being played. I've said on multiple platforms, bro. I don't believe what these coaches and GMs say. I believe what they do. I pay attention to what they do. Fair. And if you go back now, again, this honing in on this Watson narrative, you look at not only the independent, but the people that are closest to the team in terms of beat writers. You know what confirmed it for me? Okay, I was listening to Channing Crowder's show, him and Hockman and Crowder. This has been months ago. It's been about 2 months. It's before the draft. And Safadine was on there. And, and him, Omar Kelly, Dave Hyde, whomever, people have their choices and who they listen to and who they trust or whatnot. But he came on their radio show and was told that Watson was the, if this story hadn't happened, Deshaun Watson will be in a Miami Dolphins uniform.
But is there any reason for anybody not to believe that? Like some people are like, we weren't trying to get Watson.
No. I mean, those are people that are in their feelings, and they don't want, they want to live and die in their feelings. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to and I always tell people all the time, even when I was, me and Reason was leading that Tua train, we were the conductors of that Tua train. What would I always say? What would I always say? I am not, this is relative to his draft status and the Dolphins selecting him at some point in the draft, particularly number 5. But I said, don't get it twisted. My loyalty is to the logo. I don't fall in love with players, bro. I never have been, I used to be like that, but I got burned. Tannehill, was the one that burned me. You know what I mean? So my loyalty is to the logo. So however we can enhance this team at whatever position, I am all for it. It just makes too much sense. But the people that don't believe, that choose not to believe that, again, those are the ones that have fallen in love with the player, Tua Tagovailoa, which to some degree I have as well. I love everything this kid represents on and off the field. The only disconnect is he hasn't proven it. He hadn't got to that level yet on the field. So, but again, me personally, bro, like I said before, when you're comparing the two players, as we're sitting here talking about this scenario tonight, there is no way under the sun, if you are Chris Greer and Brian Flores and Stephen Ross, if you have the resources, there is no way under the sun you do not entertain acquiring this player for all the reasons I just highlighted. So these people that want to hang on to, no, we're not. If they want to live that way, that's fine. That's their opinion. But no, nobody should be sitting here. If you're a Dolphins fan, there is too much smoke surrounding Watson and the Dolphins, and it's been and it's remained. It's never gone away. I don't care what Chris Greer and Brian Flores tell the world. I believe in Tua. I'm all in on Tua. I'm confident in Tua. Yeah, I think they are confident in Tua. I think they do love Tua, his potential, what he could be. But Deshaun Watson is that player now. And at the end of the day, expectations are here, bro. They stare us in the face. And at the end of the day, Brian Flores' job is not to get Tua Tagovailoa, Raekwon Davis, Xavier Howard in the damn Pro Bowl. It's to put a consistent winner out on the field Sundays and Sundays out, period. And if Deshaun Watson can get us from A to B faster than Tua Tagovailoa again, bro, you have to pull that trigger.
You got his bus ticket.
You have to pull that trigger. You have to.
So let me add on this and ask you that, because this is what's bothering me and it's really getting in my spirit, man. It's like, we gotta, like you say, and first of all, everything you just said was 1,000% like just money, right? And you gotta do what's right for this organization. But all that stuff you just said, bro, do we not have the most to give them? Do we not have the ability to put together the best package in the NFL and still have a team around us that's competitive to win? Do we not?
Oh, well, yeah. I'm a firm believer, TD, of
then why? So if you believe that, then what's wrong with us feeling like it's inevitable? Because think about it. If it's the right thing to do, why wouldn't it be inevitable?
Well, you got to look at it like this, TD. I think not just the Dolphins, but any team. Because see, first off, my whole issue with this Deshaun Watson narrative was that this is not a criminal issue. Never has been, and more than likely it never will be. It's a civil issue. If I'm an owner, I don't give a damn about civil issues. Players get sued every day for a multitude of reasons we just never hear about. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So as long as it remains a civil issue, that level of intrigue is going to remain high, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, if you're a team that has expectations, we have high expectations this year. I think from a Dolphins perspective, and I could be totally wrong, this is pure speculation on my part. They are waiting to see what level the NFL is going to step in, to what degree.
So what do they go for and what do they not go for? See, let me give you my limit, then you give me yours. See, first of all, if there is, because I think it's just going to be monetarily settled, they're going to recant their statements and there's going to be no criminal situation. And we also have a precedent set with Ben Roethlisberger. And his was worse. He actually physically forced something. Mm-hmm. And this is all speculation that's actually going to be recanted. And Ben, what did he get? 4 games and appealed it to 2?
Yep. Something like that.
And people are saying, well, the league will do something. Let's say worst case scenario, they give him 4 and repeal 2. I know Miami's looking at it. If they suspend him a whole season, then no, you're not going to get Watson. But if it's a 4 down to 2, is that it? Or if it's just a 4 games, is that okay? Because you got Jacoby Brissett.
Damn, now that the schedule's come out, TD, I don't know, man. Our first 5 games, bro, that's murderer's row. I mean,
again, you're relying on a quarterback that you don't know, though. So it's still a mystery. And you got Jacoby Brissett.
I'm much more confident in Tua's ability relative to Jacoby Brissett, bro. Let's not make them. Let's not let's be real. But I mean, Watson, man, I love the player. I mean, he's been a dynamic player since he stepped foot in Houston, and he's been at a Pro Bowl level for a long time, and he just ascended to the elite of the elite. There's three guys in this league right now: him, Patrick Mahomes, and Aaron Rodgers. And you got Russ behind him, and you have Josh Allen or whatnot, just based off
Brady,
the year Josh Allen had last year. Well, excuse me, Brady as well. But I even think, I think they're better players than Brady. Brady is just the best in that format, in that scheme, what Tampa Bay deploys offensively. But overall talent, I think they're scheme diverse. They can be I don't think Brady can be as successful in those systems that Aaron Rodgers has or Patrick Mahomes, because he's not the athlete I don't think that they are. But Brady, but again, that's a whole nother argument for another day. But yeah, it's three guys. It's those three. And again, if you got an opportunity to acquire them, bro, I love me some Tua Tagovailoa, and I will always, just like I follow many players' careers that I like, that I highlight in previous drafts that the Dolphins wind up not selecting or trading away that I liked. I'll follow his career, always close to follow his career or whatnot. But I'm sorry, man. As we're sitting here right now, if Tua steps in this year and has a kind of year, if you see significant production statistically and overall impact, because statistics and impact are two totally different things. So if he takes that, if he walks into that realm, well, then we ain't having this conversation. This is a moot point. I'm not entertaining talking this to you.
I get that, but and that has to happen, right? Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But here's what scares me, and I'm telling you, EM, and I mean this sincerely. When I think about Flores and Greer, and maybe you can, and this ain't no joking, I want you to seriously give me your thoughts on the way I feel about this, like real talk, all jokes aside. So when I think about Flores and Greer, this is real talk. I just feel like they've done so many things well that the one decision that makes me the most nervous, it's not the fact that they believe in Tua, because he can turn out to be great. But it's the fact of, what if they have a prime opportunity to get Watson and they say, we drafted him, we believe in him, we're going to ride with him, even if it doesn't turn out. And that boy deep down inside, that bothers me, bro. That bothers me.
They're put, because see, if you look at it, first off, before I address that, what is this dude talking about Jordan Futch, whatever EM was Watson developmental? The double talk is crazy. Absolutely, he was a developmental player. Come on, man.
Watson was day. See, that's what I'm talking about. And see, I ain't trying to get back into that, but quick little snippet. Watson was day one, though.
Well,
he was one of the few players. He was one of the few players that was day one, bro.
He flashed quite a bit, but we can agree. He's a better player now than he was when he came to the league, right, TD? Can we agree on that?
He just had more around him as
except
last year. Okay. Except last year. Last year, he still put up elite numbers with nothing.
He's not the same player he was when he came to the league. So guess what? Yes, there was development, there was refinement that needed to be applied. So stop it, man.
Okay. All right, let's get back to it, man. Because Jordan giving it to you. Hey, shout out to Jordan, man.
He didn't donate that $4.99 to me. I'm gonna call you out of your foolishness, bro. You ain't donating that to EM Dolphins fan. I'm calling you out on your foolishness.
Hey, I got you, Jordan. Don't worry about this bum, man. Don't worry about him. Hey, man, I'm just playing, man. Let's get back to it, man. So that bothers me, EM. It really, really bothers me, because am I wrong for thinking that a general manager can ride or die with his pick instead? Like you see how they got off Van Noy and the mistakes that they may have or may have not have made, and they no remorse. Hey, let's get off of the mistake we made. But what if Tua is that one guy that they will let, if he don't work out, they'll let him drown the ship?
I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
So you think Chris Greer and Flores will pull the trigger if the opportunity is right?
Man, they ain't gonna hesitate. They won't.
But that's that's what makes me feel like Watson is still inevitable. Because if I'm to believe in them, if I'm to believe in Flores and Greer, it's inevitable. It ain't even a comparison right now.
I can't say it's inevitable, bro. I can't.
But break down why. Break down why.
Well, again, like I said, bro, it's all about what type of punishment the league is gonna hand out to him. Because
so if it's 2 games, is it inevitable?
2 games, bro. Well, yeah, I would say this. I would say, and again, I still can't say it's inevitable because who knows what's going on behind the scenes? Who knows? Philly's in play. They got 4. They could potentially have 3 first-round picks next year if some language in Carson Wentz and the Indianapolis Colts' contract are met. If they meet that, what's in that language, that second-round pick automatically converts to a first. That's 3 first-round picks.
Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
The Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then they have 2. And then they have 2 the following year. That's 5 first-round picks in the next 2 years potentially. The next 2 years.
You're missing one element.
A lot of capital.
You're missing the biggest element.
But that's a question mark, TD. We don't know it. We don't know if now we can believe that Watson wants to come to Miami, and I think
he want to come to Miami,
but
he wants to be in Miami.
Well, I get it, but
you think he want to go to Philly over Miami?
No, I don't believe it. I mean, common sense would if you want to win now and you want to be a consistent winner, if you want to achieve. And I know a lot of people, they're gonna look at him as a hypocrite or whatever, but that's fine. But his passion off the field, in terms of social justice issues, in terms of those type of off the field aspirations that he has, why wouldn't you want to come to Miami and be part of an organization that are leading the pack? I think Stephen Ross, in terms of ownership, is leading and always has led the pack with these owners in terms of including, minorities. You just research his his track record. I think he is, he's at the forefront of leading that social justice charge in a lot of, not just within the Dolphins, but just in life, period. And why wouldn't you want to be? It makes so much sense. Why wouldn't he want to be a part of that? You know what I'm saying? But again, I can't definitively say that. I don't live with Deshaun Watson, so I don't. I don't know his brothers. I don't know his folks. So I can't say that. But I can only believe. Now, again, it makes perfect sense. And what he said initially, I think that was strategic by him when the initial report dropped about Miami is a place that I have a high level of intrigue in. I believe that. But that was 2-3 months ago. It might not, it's a lot of things that have happened and have taken place since then, bro. So
I just want to win the Super Bowl, yeah.
But yeah, I do too.
Oh, you know what? I just thought about it, man, because me and you have had some very good conversations over the last 2 weeks, and I just thought about it, man. You're finally on. So, would you like to tell us your thoughts on the draft?
Well,
I know your thoughts, but would you like to share them now?
Well, first and foremost, I love. It's not an indictment on the players that we selected. Jalen Waddle, I've been on the record as well as others. That Waddle, I'm just, my concern about taking wide receivers 6 feet and under in the top 10. I had my reservations about that approach, But if we're stuck there and out of the wide receivers that are available, Waddle would have been my number one guy. Love Jalen Phillips. I think he's prototypical relative to the scheme. I love his ability. I think he, in terms of overall ability, skill-wise and athleticism, he's the best pure pass rusher in this draft. I love Javon Holland. But the Eichenberg pick is the one that kind of threw me because, again, I've been on the record of saying I think Robert Hunt, I don't think he was as bad as people, a lot of folks try to make him out to be. I think he got in Utah significant improvement the second half of the season. And I thought the Dolphins would opt to, they wanted to continue that investment in his development. But this Eichenberg pick kind of threw a monkey wrench in that whole, in that plan. So who knows how that's going to work out. They might, I think it'll be an open competition with all of our linemen for the most part. And I think, who knows? Hunt might win out. He might prove that, he's better, he might be the better option at right tackle, whatever they decide, whatever route they decide to go in terms of the offensive line, I'm all for it because they know a hell of a lot more football than I do. But then you get the third round pick. Oh, the value you invest a second and a third. That is what the biggest issue I had with that pick because, oh man, I was like a second. I don't even athletically, in my opinion, he's not an upgrade over Robert Hunt. Now he's more refined. He's more technically sound than Hunt. And that might be reason, and I'm sure that's the reason why Flores and, if you believe the reports, that they're so high on this kid. And, that might be the reason why they fell in love with him and wanted to make that kind of investment in him. But I just didn't think he was athletically, he was an overall, he's not an upgrade over Robert Hunt, in my opinion. But I could be totally wrong. Then you turn around and you select a tight end in the third round.
I'm listening.
And again, no indictment on the player. I just have to sit here and I look at our draft just from rounds 1 through 3. Not necessarily this draft. Okay, with that being said, all the players that we selected, I think the Dolphins would have been better suited to sit there at 3 and take Kyle Pitts. Because if you select him at 3, you could have gotten every player, with the exception of Waddle, that you targeted. Every player you could have gotten them. Every player. And so now, again, I love Jalen Waddle. I love the hit. I love, his skill set that he brings to this wide receiver room. I think he's going to have tremendous impact overall on this offense. But I just think Kyle Pitts, if you're going best player, and they always talk about best player available. I just think Pitts was too good, to pass up at that point. So with that being said, the Jalen Waddle pick, again, love the pick, but you invested 2 first-round picks on him because you had to trade back up from 12 to 6. So that's 2 first-round picks that you had to pony up to select Jalen Waddle.
But you wouldn't get any of them at 12.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you invested 2 first-round picks. I mean, man, if you're going to invest that kind of capital, I would have rather invested in a player like Pitts on that. And not to say that Waddle is not, but I just think Pitts is the overall better prospect. And this is the point that I'm getting to. And we talked about this privately. If I'm Stephen Ross, and again, this is not an indictment on our team, our staff, on Chris Greer. But I have to go back to last year. Okay, last year's draft. If I'm gonna put my Stephen Ross hat on right now, and I have to sit here and I look at them. I go back to last year's draft and I go back to this year's draft. I have to have a conversation with them, not only the draft but free agency. I have to have a conversation. Are you maximizing the resources that I've made available to you with salary cap dollars as well as draft picks? Because if you go back to last year, right? You go back to last year's draft. You had look at the 3 players that they had an opportunity to select in the first round, right? And again, see, I know what they're going to do when I'm about to make the statement. They're going to try to twist and they're going to try to make this more of an issue than what it actually is. But I want, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to, I want what's best for this team. So if I'm Stephen Ross, I'm looking at you, and when you're comparing Tua when you're comparing Tua at 5 and Herbert at 6, we can all agree Herbert appears to be further along in his developmental process than Tua Tagovailoa. That's just fact. You can attribute to Tua's lack of health. You can attribute that to Chan Gailey. However you want to spin it. Herbert is the player that seems to be further along in his developmental process. You had an opportunity to select him, 5, right? And again, the difference between me and these casual fans, I'm not indicting Tua and saying that he won't be what I envision him to be the player to be in 5 years and 10 years. No, I am willing to give him the benefit of the doubt and let this play out. But as we're sitting here having this discussion tonight, Herbert seems to be a further, not just with Tua, but Joe Burrow as well. He seems to be, the way he looked last year, he should have been the first overall pick last year. But again, you had an opportunity to select him. You go to 18. You select Austin Jackson. You have an opportunity to select Tristan Wirfs. You could have traded up. You had more draft capital last year than you did this year. You could have traded up, and this is why I got to give Reason a lot of credit, because I gave him so much pushback on betting on the upside of Austin Jackson. And again, Austin Jackson might turn out to be, just like Tua, the player that we all envision him and hope that he'll become. But he's not right now. But look at what was available to you, and look at what you opted to choose. You could have traded up and got Tristan Wirfs at some point. You didn't do that. Then, okay, back of the first round. Love Noah Igbenogany's, love his upside. But again, developmental player. Look at what was available to you. Antoine Winfield was sitting there right for it. And I was banging the table for him.
You can't make an excuse for that one right now.
We know that. Me and Reason will sit up here banging the table for Antoine Winfield Jr. Y'all know that. But you don't select him. You just ignore him, right? And then you select Noah Igbenogany, and he gave you nothing this year. Last year, he gave us nothing. So my point is, and you fast forward to this year's draft, you're back this year drafting positions that you could have solved, with the exception of quarterback, that you could have solved, and you got players that are, based off their rookie season, they're on a Hall of Fame trajectory right now, TD. 3 of them, 3 players that you passed up on.
Herbert.
So if I'm Stephen Ross,
hold on, let me get this right. Herbert, Tristan Wirfs, and Winfield. Herbert, Tristan Wirfs, and Antoine Winfield. Absolutely. And we want to say Hall of Fame trajectory off of 1 year. Yeah, I guess trajectory. Okay, that makes sense. Trajectory. Okay.
It still has to happen, bro.
Because all you have is what they've given you, and that is a trajectory.
They were in their first rookie season. They were absolutely dominant at their positions. They were. That's just fact. So my question is, if I'm Stephen Ross, and fast forward to this year, you're back this year. The picks that you selected. Man, you could have addressed it last year. You know what I'm saying? With the exception of quarterback, But safety, we could have had that resolved last year. And also right tackle, could have had that resolved last year. So my question is, and then fast forward to free agency. All that money you invested on these players, and then you cutting them a year later. You know what I'm saying? You're cutting them a year later. And you can say, well, we got to get these other players on the field, your Van Ginkels and all these developmental players. We got to get them on the field. Well, you should have said, well, coaches are paid to forecast that kind of development. They're paid to do that. That Belichick, you see him do it routinely. You see Sean Payton do it routinely. You see Pete Carroll do it routinely. So you're paid to forecast that development. So at the end of the day, again, we got 10 wins out of that season, but I'm thinking long term. You can't the question I'm having, because if you look at the beginning when this all started with the Laramie Tunsil trade, this was an unprecedented amount of draft capital and salary cap dollars that we
Facts.
had available. And the quest based off last year, and we ain't even going back to the year before, but I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. But fast forward to last year and then this year, I just have to have a question from Stephen Ross, bro. Are you maximizing the resources that I'm giving to you? That's all.
But here's part of the problem. I think there's such a tight knit group, Flores, Greer, and Ross, that they're all making these decisions together, which means there won't be any accountability, and that's what I fear. But now you got me nervous.
No. The best thing that happened to Brian Flores, and I'm telling you, that's the reason why he yanked Tua. You heard him talk about we trying to win. Remember last year when I was telling y'all when people was killing, what did I say? The objective is this dude is trying to win. Nothing more, nothing less. The best thing that happened to him was that 10-win season, because that gave him equity now. If he would have, if we would have finished 5-11 last year and all the things I just highlighted, we would be sitting here having a much more uncomfortable conversation. But he got that 10-win in the bank. He's got equity now.
But this is what makes me nervous, because I want to talk about why you're right, but it doesn't matter right now. And so let me break that down. Everything you said were right. We missed out on some Hall of Fame trajectory players. They proved it in their first year. But if the guys that we have now end up being great, that means we didn't have to.
This is why did not just say that. I highlighted.
No. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. So
wait. Hang on. Let me repeat that for these, because you got these idiots in the comment section, bro. The difference between me and these disgusting, nauseating casual fans is this: they are willing to make a 10-year projection off year one. I'm not. Yes. I'm willing to let this. I am more than willing, based off the improvement I've seen overall from a coaching perspective. And, they and I'm not saying they've done nothing right. No, they've done plenty. Right. They've done a lot of things that we can all be proud of. But I'm just saying, considering the level of resources that we had, are you maximizing? If you're an owner, bro, I'm a business owner. And when I talk to people, employees, people that work for me, I want to be able to maximize every ounce of your ability. That's what I'm, and you can't knock Stephen Ross if he's sitting here having this conversation with them. Bro, where's this going? Why are you spending X amount of dollars on this when we could have got it cheaper here? Or why are you firing why are you making this decision getting rid of this player when Or you're giving this kid a $50 million contract, but you got this kid waiting in the wing. You see these kids 6 days a week. You should be forecasting Andrew Van Ginkel's development, bro, which in terms of salary cap dollars, Calvin O was not needed. Shaq Lawson was not needed. So I'm just saying, are you maximizing what I'm giving you?
That's when we say, but here's the kickback on that. When we say maximize, I mean, they're going to spend a good portion of the salary cap, though they had the money to do so. And you can only carry but so much over.
Look at
and they did, and they did carry some money over, EM. They still carry money over.
I'm sorry, but this Andres Negro idiot, I tell you, man, he where I'm at, he always coming out. He's a big hater, bro. Big hater. But I gotta call him out too. But I'm sorry to get sidetracked.
If you call people idiots, what you call yourself? Man,
come on, man. But listen, TD, I love everything that this front office represents, from not only unprecedented reresources, but just the dynamic of the front office, bro, is unprecedented. No, this is why I'm holding. I'm going to be extremely critical of Flores in the front office, because this has ramifications that are more than on the field, bro. You look at that dynamic,
I
look at
get
the
it.
structure, look at the infrastructure of this organization. That's unprecedented, never done before. And keep in mind, the eyes of the NFL are watching, or they're watching. So not
Yeah.
just on the field, but on the field ramifications as well. And so all I'm saying is this, bro.
Especially for
because
African American coaches, I'll say it.
That exactly. African American GM, African American assistant GM, coach, whatever. So unprecedented in the eyes of the NFL are watching. Whether people choose to believe that that's not still prevalent in our culture, you're fooling yourself. And so that's why I'm sitting here, and I want, not only because of my loyalty to the team and the logo, but man, bro, I mean, this is just, we've never seen this before in terms of resources given to a coach in a front office, let alone a black coach in front office. So I'm just saying, it's
GMs don't get
me.
this kind of GMs or coaches coming taking over don't get this kind of situation. They always get the biggest mess of a mess. And we actually got it to where our new guys, Flores and Greer, were allowed to clean house. We're allowed to have all the cap space. We're allowed to have an influx of draft picks in the process and build something from scratch and see what they were able to build. A lot is riding on them. It's bigger than them. It's bigger than this team. A lot is riding on them.
It's multi-layered with me, TD.
I get it. I get it. I agree. I agree too.
But at the end of the day, man, there's plenty. There's plenty to be encouraged about. The players that they developed. We talked about this before on your show. About the lower level in terms of draft. Draft picks that they've developed. Look at players that they poached off. That were considered an afterthought on other people's rosters, but they come in and brought them in and got tangible production from them and wound up giving them extensions. Zach Sealer comes to mind. So they've done a lot, but I'm just saying, from an owner's perspective, I just have to have that question, because just like you've done so much positive, there are some things that you're just like, you got to kind of scratch your head about.
But to be fair, you can scratch your head, but you can't judge it until it plays out. That's the one thing that we both know. Until it plays out, and we won't know ending. And we can scratch our head, but we really won't know until it plays out.
Well, yeah. That's what I'm saying, TD. I'm not writing him off, bro.
No. I agree. It's not like you're saying they screwed up. You just recognize. See. This is what I like, because you're making a great point. And that's what we definitely try to do our very best on this channel. And you're doing that right now. Is this point right here? You're talking about stuff that we need to pay attention to, because later on we can reference to it if it all goes downhill. These are the moments that you have to reference to if it does go downhill. EM's not saying that it's going downhill, but if it does go downhill, these are the very items that you can reference to for decisions that were made. And they weren't decisions that were made on the field. It was decisions that were made off of the field that have a huge impact in this game. So what people have to understand, I know me and EM, we attack each other. That's just in our nature, me and him. But at the end of the day, that's what it's about on this channel. We talk about the possibilities and some of the things that happen that you need to look out for later if it's a cause and effect situation. If Noah ends up being a bust, are you kidding me? Travis Wingfield? If Austin Jackson end up being not, turning out to be the guy. First of all, you traded Larry Tunsil. Second off, Tristan Wirfs was a possibility. So all of these things are going on Chris Greer Flores' resume. But let me say this, CM, this is why you make me nervous with these statements, because not only are you right, but it should cause concern. And here's why. If they can pass, I know hindsight is something. Hindsight, okay? We get the hindsight to this. But if you can pass up on those guys and go with the guys you got, again, I got to bring it back to Watson. What if you're literally passing up on like say we had the opportunity and Houston's like, I'll take your 3 firsts. And we say, you know what, we're gonna go with our guy Tua. See, they're right. I feel like maybe they're gonna ride so much with their decisions. I don't like riding with your decisions if you get an early indication that it may have been a bad one. They made me feel good about Van Noying them by getting off of them right away. But again, it was still a decision that you made that you probably shouldn't have made up front.
Well, in reference to Tua, because I know where this conversation is going, it's not necessarily it's not about what they're not seeing with Tua. You know what I'm saying? I truly and firmly believe that, bro. I think this staff, I think Flores in particular, believes in Tua's upside. I truly believe that. But I just think, again, and it goes back to what I'm saying, bro. Deshaun Watson is just, he's on another level, TD. A player at that age playing at that level has never been made available in the 100+ year history of this league. Never. Mm-hmm. So, and again, if you're sitting here, if you call yourself a true fan to the logo, I don't understand why these fans get so sensitive when you're talking about making this move. Because I'm sorry, Tua is just we can only go by the sample size that we were given with Tua. Tua is just not on that. He's just not on the level of Watson. He's not. Watson might go down as one of the best we've ever seen. He's got everything you want in a quarterback: athleticism, big arm. He developed so much. His game is more structured now. It's not just he's an improvisational quarterback now. He developed so much more within the pocket. His mechanics are so much more refined now. His ability to read defenses is on another level. He's just that dude. And it's like, I go back to when I make the comparison, we all know how I love me some Raekwon Davis. He might be my favorite Dolphin. I love me some Raekwon Davis. We all know why I was banging on the table for Raekwon Davis.
And Flores agreed.
But if the Los Angeles Rams picks up the phone and calls the Miami Dolphins and says, look, we can't afford to pay Aaron Donald anymore. Look, can you take him off our hands and we'll take Raekwon Davis? Guess what? I'm printing that bus ticket off immediately. Raekwon has to go. That's literally the comparison in terms of the levels of players.
See, these are the comments that bother me, bro. People that say stuff like this. Watson hasn't won anything. Makes no sense to put us behind. You're talking about ifs. Put us behind, though? Come on, big time. Are you saying Watson would put us behind?
Who is that? Big time.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get that.
Wait. Who said that?
Big time.
Man, if that's the big time, I know. Is that big time?
I believe so. I know you're talking about.
It's only one big time I know.
Yeah, and he's saying Watson hasn't won anything. Makes no sense to put us behind.
He ain't big time making a comment like that. He's small time, in my opinion. Sorry, big time. I got number love for you, bro. But come on, man, stop that. Has Tua won anything? Come on, man, stop it. You better than that, big time. I expected more from you, homie. But come on, man, that's ridiculous. Stop. You gonna base that's all? Oh, he hasn't won anything, bro. This dude is at a first team All-Pro level. It's Tua. I'll wait. Stop it. Don't do that, big time.
Maybe people don't put no emphasis on first team All-Pro. They don't think that's anything.
They don't. You know what? They don't understand the game, bro. They evaluate the game from a emotional level and not an analytical level. That's the difference. That's the definition of a casual fan. Here we go. Ian the hypocrite. Here we go. Man, I tell you, these idiots, bro, they never cease to amaze me, bro. Ridiculous. Oh, man, I tell you, it's cool, though. That's fine. They can hate all they want. Bro. But, I'm going to keep giving my perspective.
Listen, you ain't never going to get a rebuttal from me about Deshaun Watson, man. Deshaun Watson is that guy, man. People, did you see what he did without any any weapons last year with that offense?
He's just, and Tua, I think coming to the league, I just felt like why I love Tua so much was that Tua's game, he was just so fundamentally sound. And me, other people don't take that approach, but me, quarterbacks, everything starts with fundamentals. And I just felt Tua was just so far ahead. He just fundamentally, I had never seen a quarterback that skilled, bro, on that level. And he has a level of athleticism. He's not the athlete as Herbert or Burrow. And, in terms of mobility, he don't have the big arm like Herbert, but he's got enough. He's got enough of everything on top of, where he's, on top of, him being so fundamentally sound, which that's why I graded him so favorably. But, Deshaun Watson, and I had this conversation with Reason a couple of days ago. This is why I keep going back to his game is so much more refined now. If he was like the play, and again, he came into the league making dynamic plays. That's a fact. But what I saw the growth last year, what raised an eyebrow, what raised two eyebrows with me in terms of his development was I'm talking about from within the pocket. I mean, against the blitz, pre-snap, post-snap. I mean, bro, the placement, the ball placement, it was just, man, I was like, damn, look at this dude. And, I watched about six Texans games, and I said, God damn, man, Deshaun Watson, bro, he's just on another level. And it's just some things and this is where the comparison with Tua. I think Tua, again, talk about fundamentally sound, how Tua is, mechanically, accuracy, ball placement. Tua is on another, relative to where he was drafted. He was on another level. And I think Tua will get better in those areas. But it's just when you're comparing the two players, again, the 2-year difference in age, and Deshaun Watson, I think, has caught up, not just Tua, but players like Tua that emphasize more, fundamentals, mechanics, more so than athleticism. He's caught up to these other players. So now he's matching them fundamentally, but he can do things that they can't do because he's just a better athlete. He's faster, he's bigger, stronger, faster, bigger arm. So that is why I'm willing to make this move, make a move of this magnitude, because Watson is just on another level. It's next gen. It's next generation. Like Rodgers, like Mahomes, they're next level players. They don't look normal. And again, all due respect, I love Tua, but it's just fact. You can sit here and get in your feelings and argue all you want to, but that's a fact. And I think if you put Deshaun Watson on this roster in 2021, you cannot convince me otherwise that this is not a Super Bowl caliber roster. You cannot convince me otherwise. I'm sorry. So it's just where I'm at right now. It's just where I'm at. And if they don't make the trade, I still think we'll be successful. Again, the only question I have with Tua overall is what level can he get to? What level can he get to? So every player has a ceiling. Every player, no matter what you believe, they have a ceiling. I want to know, the question is because of the 9-game sample size and this being Tua's first year, that's the question mark. And I know, and again, I'm just speculating now, this is the conversation Brian Flores and Chris Greer are having internally. And they should be. So I don't know. I'm sorry if that offends you, some of you people. You know what? No, I'm not sorry. You can stay in your feelings for all I care. You already know what time it is with me. But at the end of the day, man, my heart is for this team. It's loyal to this team. That logo, that dolphin, not players, bro. And if Tua turns out to takes that level of jump, I think Tua is going to definitely take a significant leap. I just don't think he'll take the leap. He'll get to that level. That'll be completely unprecedented if he does. But if he does, I'm all for it. But at the end of the day, it's what level can he get to? And at the level that Rodgers is playing at, the level that Patrick Mahomes is playing at, and the level that Deshaun Watson is playing at, is very few players have reached that level of play. That's just fact. And this kid is 25 years old. He's 25.
But with this team, do you need that level of play to win the Super Bowl?
Well, yeah, you always need that level of play, TD. You always do. You always need. You want players performing. You want every player 1 through 53 to be at their apex for you to win, because it's a collective. It's a collective approach. It's not just one player. But yeah, you want all players playing at their apex, bro. So
Miami Dolphin fans, why? Because I'm reading the comment section, and none of y'all are idiots. That's just EM being triggered by y'all. But I'm reading the comment section, and I really don't understand something from some of y'all though, because
TD, hang on one second. Hang on 1 second, bro. Let me these headphones about to die. Hang on, bro.
You good, bro? I'm talking. You want to win a Super Bowl, but
okay,
you're not willing to do. Yeah, I can hear you, but you're not willing to do what it takes to win the Super Bowl. Like literally, no. Like, are we really? Does anybody really debate that we'd be upgrading at quarterback with Watson? Even if Tua improved, we would be upgrading at quarterback with Watson. Like, what is the ultimate goal for some people? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What is the ultimate goal? Or do you just want to be a fan of who you like, or do you want to actually win a Super Bowl? What type of Dolphin fan are you? Is it about the team winning a Super Bowl, or is it about the player you love growing with the team? I'm trying to understand that, and I'm not saying that to call anyone out. I'm legitimately trying to understand that.
No, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you out. If you don't, I'm calling each and every one of you that are in your feelings and you want to stay there. You know what I'm saying? I'm calling you all out on your foolishness. Y'all need to stop it. You're too grown. You're too old for this nonsense. Stop it. No. Hell no. If any way we can improve this team, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. No matter, I don't care what player it is. And again, one thing I can't say that I absolutely love about Brian Flores, he has that same mentality. No, we gonna get it. You. And again, I know what I said about are they maximizing, but one thing I can say to differentiate Flores from other coaches are, they're stubborn. They'll make a pick, sign a free agent, and they'll come in and bomb, or they might not perform up to expectations, but they'll stick with that player just to prove to the world, oh, I was right on this pick. I was right on this free agent signing. Flores and Greer don't have that. They don't harbor that, that type of buffoonish approach. No,
I just don't like when they start talking about my sons and it's just something about me take them too literal. And it makes me nervous that they'll make an emotional decision over a business decision and just about getting it done. That's the only reservation that I have is, will we ever be bit with an emotional decision by Flores and Greer?
No, I don't think so. I don't. And Kyle Van Noy, that was his boy. That was his boy.
True. Okay.
And they gave that dude $50 million, and they had to eat what, $10 million in dead cap? Oh, they was like, they saw Van Ginkel flash, and they was like, oh, hell no. I got to get you up out of here. You got to go. No, you got to go. And I think Greer was very deliberate when he highlighted Andrew Van Ginkel's development. You know what I'm saying? That was pointing a direct shot. That was taking a direct shot at Kyle Van Noy. That's why you're not here, is because of Andrew Van Ginkel.
Wow. And let me address this. Somebody in the comment section said, bro, y'all talk so much about Watson. It's so annoying. But okay, what if we trade for Watson tomorrow? Then then does it matter that it's annoying to you? See, this team actually tried to go get Watson already. That's what you got to understand. That's why we talk about him, because it's still a possibility. That's what this is news.
TD, why are these fans, and it's not just on this platform, but others as well as Twitters and Facebooks, why do these fools attack these? Why some fans attack other fans get mad at them for having a similar, opinion about, this potential trade as we do. Why aren't they directing that energy toward the front office? They don't want to go on behind.
They the ones put an offer out for Deshaun Watson, and everybody know it.
Don't get mad at me.
You attack us for talking about it, but at the same token, they had a desire for Deshaun Watson. If these legal issues clear itself, why wouldn't this be an actual reality potentially? And that's why it's a conversation. Man, I don't get it. And a matter of fact, let me go a step further. It's a conversation we need to have because it'll make our team better. And let's just call it what it is.
And I go back to last year when we selected Tua Tagovailoa. They killing me in reason. All the backlash that I'm like, bro, why you mad at us? Go get me. We're the ones drafted him. Go get mad at. Go down to I don't know what the exact address is, but you folks down there in Florida, you know where the Miami Dolphins headquarters is. Go down there and pick it on their steps. Don't get mad at me. They selected him. I just have an opinion. They drafted him. So it's the same situation. They're attacking people. The Dolphins are the one entertaining this. If they wanted to put this narrative to bed, they know they read articles. They are on social media just like everybody else. They know what's being converted. They know what topics are being talked about. They could have put this to bed and said, no, I know they said Tua's our guy, but they could have literally addressed, well, we are not entertaining Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers, et cetera, but they opted not to do that. So you combine that, just the moves they made in the offseason before the draft.
Fuller.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro, it just, and on several platforms, I said, bro, it just don't make sense. Privately and publicly, I was consistently saying, bro, something it just didn't make any sense. If they were just, because all of the moves they made in free agency, bro, could have addressed them in the draft.
So
something was coming.
Cap Life sent a donation. I want you to answer this, gentlemen. What's your true percentage that we get, even get Watson at this point? What changed? Can you give us a true percentage, not hypothetical, please? What's your thoughts on that?
I don't understand, Cap. All due respect, I don't understand. How can I give you a true percentage, bro? I can only give you hypotheticals. I'm not a member of the front office.
Well, I can give I'm gonna give a percentage.
Guess what? And it will be hypothetical, bro.
Which is true. I guess you got a good point. It will be hypothetical. But I think the chances of getting Deshaun Watson at this point, if he clears his legal issues, like settles, I think at this point it's 40%. There's a 40% chance.
And I want to be clear about something as well. I want, because again, people that know me privately, people that know me privately, they know what my intentions are. They know exactly, what my approach is. But so for the haters out there, I'm not out here trying to gas up our fan base, to get their anticipation up of us getting Watson. No, I am just here to point out why, from my opinion and my perspective, why the Dolphins are entertaining making a move like this. But if and when a move is made, bro, the plan is to stick with and to ride with Tua Tagovailoa. Nothing more, nothing less. Tua is the guy right now until we see that breaking news ticker on the bottom of the screen. So at the end of the day, bro, no, I don't want them to think that I'm gassing up and trying to, gas up the fan base and get them so eager, and get them to think that we're, it's a done deal that we're going to make this. No. It's just, this is the reasons why there's a high level of intrigue from the Dolphins' perspective with this player.
So I got to address this troll right here, which is sad because I thought Logan was cool, but Logan Hampton says, TD, why are you steal Reasons material? Let me make something clear, okay? TD is all good with reason. I don't steal anyone's material. But you have confirmed that great minds think alike. He has a phenomenal great mind. And if I'm doing anything that he does, that means great minds think alike. But you will be blocked because I can see within that is a course of division. And in Dolphins Nation, we're trying to spread positivity and union. So your division has to go from this point on. So you ain't never got to worry about that no more. All right. So peace, Logan. Appreciate you having coming through for all the time that you did, but you are officially blocked. All right. Let's move along. And hopefully he blocks you too. But I ain't even gonna tell him to block you. It is what it is. But all y'all that come over here and try to play us against each other, y'all stop that crap. All right. From this day, from months ago forward, you'll never hear me saying anything negative about anybody else in the Dolphin community. All right, unless I'm called out directly. Y'all already know what time it is on that. But outside of that, I ain't got time for the drama. Okay, I enjoy his content, and I can't speak for him. But at the same token, I'm not gonna let you bring that over here on this channel. Reason I am good with him. We are good. He has great content. I suggest that y'all go check him out because you'll be losing out if you don't. And it's that simple. All that stuff trying to get us played against each other like the other night. Oh, Reason's talking about you. Even if he was, I love him anyway. That's what it is from this point forward. So stop that mess, y'all. Stop it.
Look at this idiot DDG unless we roast an EM. Okay. Yeah, okay.
But no. It's free reigns on EM because he with the buffoonishness. Y'all know I'm not gonna give him the credit for making the term buffoonery.
Yeah. Yeah, this buffoonery must stop. It has to stop. But yeah, man, man, come on, man. We grown. Everybody's grown here, man. Are we in 5th grade or what? I mean, come on, man. Look, dude, let's just stop that, just kill all that, bro. It's time to move on and
exactly.
It's time to move on, bro. And
that's what grown men do. They move on, they just okay, whatever. All right. Little girls or little boys, that's what they do. Continue to stir up the drama. Grow up, man.
Yeah.
EM, no. I got a question for you. Jerome Baker need a contract. Mike Gesicki need a contract. Emmanuel Ogbah needs a contract. Will Fuller may need a contract. We talk about the future here. We talk about Durham Smith may need a contract. All these guys might need a contract, bro. What are we gonna do?
Oh man, next year we're projected to have around 60, 58 million, 59, 60 million in cap space.
Could be as high as 70, depending on certain players that we aren't having dead cap implications, but we'll see.
No, I'm not going to extend. I'm not going to extend Jerome Baker. First off, I think he's going to be wanting. The number that I have for him, that I have to even entertain bringing him back will be nowhere near the number that he's going to be asking for. So that's a, emphatic no on him. Mike Gesicki is, I'm kind of on the fence with Gesicki. I like Mike. I like Gesicki, bro. I like what he brings, the dimension he brings to his offense. I would have, in terms of his overall skill set, I would have liked to have seen him be, at this point, this is his 4th year. I would have liked to have seen him be, his blocking be more refined at this point. It's 4 years into the league, bro. And I would have seen more development in that area of his game. But, he's one of the more athletic players at that position in the league, man. And he's productive. He's giving you top 5 production relative to the position, whether you like him or not. That's what that man is. The last 2 years, definitely last year. So he's productive. But man, I'm on the man. But 12 million, though. I like Mike Gesicki a lot, but it's just like the fact that he's not a complete player. That's why I can't fall in love with him. And For me to invest that kind of top end money at any position, I have to be in love with you, bro. And I don't think the Dolphins are. I don't think the front office are in love with him either.
And I don't want to bounce around everywhere, but what do you think about the tight end we brought in the draft? Hunter Long.
Now he's not the athlete. He's not the athlete Mike Gesicki is. But he's productive at Boston College. He's a good sound prospect.
And he can catch the ball. He caught more balls than any college player, including Kyle Pitts.
He don't have elite, there's nothing about his, trait-wise that's elite. He's good, in a lot of aspect of his game. But, man, I just, you got – how many tight ends do you need, bro? You got what, 7 on the roster?
As many as you need to be able to afford to cut Gesicki. What? Like, let me tell you this. I like Gesicki and I want Gesicki. But you're making a good point. How many do you freaking need? But isn't that telling you something?
Oh, absolutely. I think selecting a tight end in the 3rd round, they're sending a clear message to Mike Gesicki. Clearly. That's what's being done. But
what is the message? What do they dislike that the Dolphin fans need to understand instead of living in? I know it. Please say it again for the Dolphin fans who are living in delusion.
He's a one-dimensional player.
And what dimension is that?
He is a good receiver.
Athlete.
He's a good athlete.
Thank you. You said it. I've been saying it. He is a receiver.
His game is incomplete. And see now with the addition of Jalen Waddle, possibly Albert Wilson. Gesicki he's been playing a lot from the slot position. Bro, Waddle, Albert Wilson, Lynn Bowden Jr., they're gonna be eating up a lot of them reps. A lot of them reps from the slot, bro.
Oh yeah.
So if you're, you got to have that conversation for Brian Flores. Well, I know we were top 5 in terms of, 12 personnel usage last year. I don't see that changing. But if you're a one-dimensional player, and again, this is a staff that prioritizes versatility, and
let me give you a stat. It pisses me off whenever I did this research. So you brought up 12 personnel, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
for the people that might not understand, that's 2 tight ends.
Yeah, I already explained it to him. I explained it to him on another stream. Let me pull up my paperwork real quick because I got this written down. It was disgusting to me. I didn't know this, and the revelation actually disgusted me. When Gesicki was on the field, defenses already knew what we were going to do. We were in 12 personnel, right? Let me give you an example. Do you know our breakdown of pass plays versus run plays? Mike Gesicki was on the field for 58% of all of our offensive snaps. He's not even a 3-down guy that you rely on. They only had this man on the field for 58% of the snaps. Guess what percentage we threw the ball? 58%. Durham Smith was on the field 42% of the snaps. Guess what's the percentage we ran the ball? 42. And Adam Shaheen was on the field for 34% of the time. That was the 12 personnel. That was the 13 personnel. That was the 22 personnel. Defenses already knew what we were doing if Gesicki's on the freaking field.
Yeah.
If Durham Smith comes on the field, they're running. If Gesicki is on the field, they're throwing. It was clear as day. He was one-dimensional. They don't use him to run block.
Yeah. That's why I think, again, I think the Dolphins are going to move on. Trade is a possibility, and let him walk and collecting the compensatory pick is, in play. Because he's a one-dimensional player. You look at Shaheen. Shaheen is not the best athlete. He's not the best blocker, but he's good at both. And you look at Hunter Long. Hunter Long is very similar to, I think, is a good comp to Adam Shaheen. If you go back and look at their athletic testing, they're very comparable players. Size, speed. Height, weight, speed perspective, very comparable players. And again, Shaheen was a 2nd-round pick. People keep sleeping on him, and I like what Adam Shaheen brings, but Gesicki, it's what it is. He's been that aspect of his game, his blocking has not developed. There's been a disconnect there.
And let me tell you what happened. And I fell into this. I'm going to admit in front of everybody right here, right now, I fell into this lie. I just said it just to go along with it because it made sense, and it was wrong, and I lied, and it wasn't intentional, but I just automatically assumed it. But I said, well, Gesicki's improving in his run blocking because you know why? We haven't sat here and complained about it. That's why I automatically felt like he improved. But when I go watch the film, that's a lie. And then on top of it, and what people have to understand, this man literally is on the field and run blocking plays like 10% of all snaps. On running plays, he's on the field like 10% of those, and it's usually a double tight end or triple tight end set, and they go opposite of his side, bro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's embarrassing. But is this not a tale for other teams if they study it?
Oh, absolutely. But
he's a wide receiver, bro.
And I don't understand because see, blocking. Blocking, it's all about a mentality, bro. I like to equate it to, like in basketball, to playing defense or rebounding. You know what I'm saying? It's all a mentality, bro. And he and I remember Omar Kelly, go back to the year he was drafted, they killed him when he brought up that tape, when he referenced the tape of him. He was basically calling him soft. He said this kid does not like to block, and everybody gave him so much crap for that. And that aspect of his game has not gotten any better since he's coming to the league. And I don't understand. If you go back to his test, he's got the upper body strength, he's got the size, he's got everything you want. He's 260. And bro, again, it goes back to mentality. It's just I'm not.
But let me say this, Gesicki. See, this is the thing. He can make it look beautiful in the open field using his arms and his hands. But one thing that goes underrated is the fact that Gesicki does not have finesse. And I'm not saying that just from how he catches a one-handed ball. I'm talking about his route running, his disguise, the way he comes out of breaks. He just, those hips and his legs, they just not matching in how he flows on the field. He's just out there running routes, and it ain't a great route because he ain't getting separation, but he's beating his guy anyway because of the 50-50 ball. Let me put it like this. When do you ever see Gesicki wide open catching the ball and just take it off?
But, unfortunately, that's never going to be that's just not his game. And I often reference Preston Williams and Devontae Parker. Last year, that's just not their game, bro. He's that the better the players that are more fluid in terms of the route running, their ability to transition in and out of breaks. Those are your Travis Kelce's. Those are your Darren Wallers, your George Kittles of the world. It's a reason why they're paid that kind of money, because they have that ability. They're just different athletes. They're on another level athletically. Gesicki is just not on their level. That's just who we.
But I like Gesicki, but you need to list him as a wide receiver.
But you need productive.
I agree, but just go ahead and list him as a wide receiver because hold on.
No, you don't need.
Let me tell you why. Let me get my paperwork back out with my little research. Hold on, because I'm about to give you another stat where you might as well list him as a freaking wide receiver. Look,
him split.
Yes. Do you know how many times he even played on the end line, on the line of scrimmage? 19%. Bro, he don't play tight end.
Yeah.
He's only played on the line of scrimmage 19% of the time. That ain't no freaking tight end, bro.
And you have to ask it again with the addition of Jalen Waddle and Lynn Bowden Jr. and hopefully I'm praying Albert Wilson comes back. In terms of his usage in the slot, it's not needed now.
Just list them a wide receiver and feel good about that, or trade them. I mean, that's what it is.
So, with that being said, well, what value are you really bringing to this offense?
True. Well, 50-50 balls, bro, when everybody else is hurt.
Based off your deployment, what value are you bringing to this team? So, and I think, again, that message was clearly sent to him. With the selection of Hunter Long in the third round, he's a more complete player. Right now, coming into the league, he's a more complete player than what Gesicki is. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying.
See, what people don't understand is, let me put it like this. If you want to grade athleticism in the open field, catching 50-50 balls, Gesicki is like a 9 out of 10, okay? Maybe even a 10 out of 10. But in blocking, he's a freaking 3 out of 10. And playing a traditional tight end position, he's a 4 out of 10. But Hunter Long is giving you 7 out of 10 in every single category. At a minimum. That's what people need to understand in this. Hunter Long is giving you a 7 out of 10 with an upside to be even greater in every single aspect of the tight end position. That's how you need to look at it. Gesicki is only giving you value as a pass catcher. Not a decoy tight end, not a run blocking tight end, none of that.
Mm-hmm. It's what it is. So, it's what it is, you know.
And shout out to Curtis Williams joining the membership of the channel, Pro Bowl level. Appreciate you, homie. Pete said, TD, didn't most of our receivers go down? Gesicki had to pick up a larger receiver role, and he was double, especially in red zone. Greer better sign G. I don't know what G is. Do you know?
Gesicki, maybe.
Oh, he better sign Gesicki. But again, here's what you need to understand in that, Pete. That can be very deceiving. Gesicki's supposed to be putting up them numbers with healthy receivers. Mm-hmm. See, that's what y'all not talking about. He's supposed to be putting up those numbers with healthy receivers, but yet all of our receivers got to be hurt for him to put up those numbers because he's the primary target. That's a no. Don't look at it that way, bro. Think about, okay, if Gesicki wasn't on the field, Lynn Bowden's numbers might have went up. Other people maybe still not at the same level, but everybody numbers go up when you lose people. So what have you done with a complete team around you? You're not being that threat, man.
I am, though. I can't, I'm anxious to see him, on the field, with a Waddle, with a Will Fuller. Mm-hmm. With them taking the top off and off the defense and dictating coverage, which
he's going to be the primary receiver now because they're going to go to Gesicki a lot,
which opens up that intermediate level of the field. And one thing he has proven though, he again, he's not the most profound route runner. He's not the most fluid athlete at his position in terms of his ability to transition, but he's still productive. He's still a matchup nightmare for a lot of teams in the league. So he has some value. But
I agree with you, but the problem is when you tell the defense what you're doing based off of his limitation in blocking, that's the issue. If you think about it, think about a coach, think about Bill Belichick saying if Gesicki's on the field, play the pass. If Gesicki's off the field, play the run. If we get burnt, we get burnt. That's still a freaking winning game plan because of it's telling. That's the issue. That's why we got to run more 13 personnel, 23 personnel, bro. Just to disguise that crap.
I mean, like I said, I think the Dolphins like Gesicki, but they don't love him. And he's going to want $12 million. 10, I know for sure.
So you want to pay him $12 million, bro?
No,
because that's the whole point. On the open market, he can get 12. That's the issue I have.
No, absolutely not. No.
So what is his value right now from a draft pick standpoint? Capital.
I think you could get a third easily for him. I think. I think you can get a third for him, maybe even a second, because if you look at it again, he's giving you top 5 production. And
not at the hold on, back up. Not at the tight end position. He's giving you he's giving you good production as when you talk about receivers.
Well, I think you can get legitimately because I think if he walks, and he signs a big contract somewhere else, you're probably gonna wind up with a third round compensatory pick. So
where does his value go if this year his numbers drop drastically because we split reps with Hunter Long? Well, does he take a hit this year if Hunter Long emerges as like think about back in the day with Gronk and Hernandez when each of them hit the scene, it was day one magic. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
So if you see a Hunter Long magic where he's actually getting reps out of the traditional position and catching balls, and we're like, man, Hunter Long balled out today. Just that little subtle Hunter Long has 77 yards today. Hunter Long, you see what I'm saying? Does that drop Gesicki's value?
If that happens, Flores will be calling me and saying, EM, go ahead and print. I sent you that email. Go on and print that ticket off real quick.
Well, I'm not looking at it to print a ticket, but does that bring Gesicki's value down to where you can sign him?
For what? But again, is that the most responsible approach in terms of allocating salary cap dollars when you got 8 tight ends on your roster?
Well, okay, we got 8 on the roster, but 4 of them are going to be gone at the end of the day, bro, or 3. And we know that. They just bring in everybody they can for camp. But I'm having this conversation because I'm trying to figure this out with Gesicki because I want to keep Gesicki, but we just need to call it what it is. He's a receiver. I want to keep that talent because he is a talent, and he can catch those 50-50 balls, and he can make plays.
No. I don't care how good Gesicki can make plays. Well, I'll say this. He's not the player Albert Wilson in terms of playmaking ability. He's not Jalen Waddle. He's not Lynn Bowden Jr. He's good relative to the tight end position. But no, make no mistake about it, bro. He ain't dictating coverage.
But for what price, though? What price? What price would you keep him?
I'm not entertaining signing him at all. Unless for the veteran minimum? You gonna select a vet? That's what I would invest.
Come on, bro. No, you know he worth way more than that.
Bro, because of the log jam. That's irresponsible to do that. You drafted a 3rd round pick. You extended Adam Shaheen. You extended Durham Smythe. You got this dude Chris Wyrick. You protected every single game last year on the practice squad. You just
bring in the basketball player.
Come on, man. No, that's irresponsible to do that. If you're going to sign him, why are you investing a 3rd round pick on a tight end? No.
But what I'm saying to you, what if you lower his value with Hunter Long actually being
the veteran minimum? Do you want that? You can have that.
So he gone. So you just moving on there because it ain't no veteran minimum gonna get it done.
Either I'm trading him or we're gonna let him walk and we're gonna collect that compensatory pick. Period.
See, somebody just commented, you don't get rid of your best player when you can afford them. We could afford Laramie Tunsil when we did. Man,
we can afford Xavier Howard too. He might be on the way out.
And hold on. Gesicki's our best player now? Is that what we've come to?
I know. Who said
Is that what we've come to?
Who said that? This dude deserves to be called out for that foolishness, bro. Who said that?
Now they said Gesicki had a much
real quick.
Jason said Gesicki had a much better season than the cornerback from Dallas, Byron Jones.
Man, anyway, next topic, TD. Next topic, TD. Next topic, bro. Next topic.
Hold on, I gotta keep laughing. First of all, the value of both of them are leaps and bounds different.
I'm not gonna allow these people to get my blood pressure up this late at night. I'm not doing it.
Oh my God. Bro, but I ain't gonna lie, it does irk me how people do not see Byron Jones's value.
That's fine.
They do not see the value of what he brought to the table, man. It kills me. But you got beat writers saying that crap too, though, bro. You got beat writers saying that crap too, and that's probably where they're getting it from.
Ask Xavier Howard about Byron Jones' value.
Exactly, man. Xavier wouldn't have been close to 10 had it not been for Byron Jones. There's a reason anybody would even throw Xavier Howard's way. Why would you even throw Xavier Howard's way? Because the other guy is locking this guy down.
And Xavier Howard, and I told y'all that beginning of the season, you go back and research the tape. I told y'all we could see this year, because of the presence of Byron Jones, 80% of the time assuming that, taking and guarding the opposing team's number one wide receiver. Howard is guarding 2s and 3s. And I'm not diminishing. I love Xavier. We all know how I feel about him, but that's just fact. He's guarding
nobody know, but nobody's been saying that. Byron Jones haven't been guarding the number one receiver. Now I saw some games where Byron Jones would guard the number one receiver, and then like in the fourth quarter they'll switch X on him. But Byron Jones primarily guarded the number one all year. Y'all, like, how can you not notice that?
Right.
It's strategically planned that way. Lock down the number one. Make them go to X's side, and he gonna bait them in. That's what the game plan is.
Yeah. The approach last year was to attack that slot position. You saw Needham. Needham got a lot of work last year.
Yep. Because it's the only place they could go is the slot. Yep. And if that was taken up, they went X before they went Byron.
Mm-hmm.
People don't see that, man.
Yeah, and that's fine. Let them stay ignorant, bro. My thing is, if you don't know something, that's fine. I don't know everything. I'm constantly asking questions and trying. If I'm cloudy on a particular issue, I'm a politely close my mouth, listen, and then I'll research it later at some point. But the problem is, what gets my blood pressure just sky high are these fools that don't know, but then they attack you because you know more than them about a particular issue. You know what I'm saying? They don't, bro. They have no idea, no comprehension at all, but yet they want to argue and take shots at you because you might be a little more educated than them in a particular issue. That's the problem I have. So again, let them stay ignorant. That's all I'm saying. You can stay ignorant, but don't expect me to live in that pool with you.
No brother left behind. I can't leave him behind. Yeah. I try my best to bring him forward.
Listen. When I extend my hand to you and you slap it away, I don't know that I'm gonna give you one opportunity to do that, and then if you do, that's fine. Shame on you.
I give him too many opportunities. One thing I'll tell you though, man, X impressed me last year though. You know my takes on X and stuff, and I think he's a great corner, but that has his flaws. But he improved his game. Do you think he improved his game, or it was just always the same? I feel like he improved. Early in the season, it was rough and like crossing routes. But later in the season, this guy, like, I saw some things that he was doing that was like, that wasn't what he put on film the previous years, bro. He was doing some top level stuff.
I think Xavier Howard, I think early in the season, I don't think he was completely healthy. And
I roll with that.
You could just tell the way he moved. It just was not. It was totally different in the first, I would say, 3 to 4 games as opposed to the rest of the season. He just got healthy. And, absolutely, just from a coverage standpoint, I mean, he was so much more sound this year. He always had the ball skills and his ability to diagnose and gamble and make plays and high point the football and all of that. But to me, the biggest, improvement was from a coverage standpoint. I mean, he was in the top 3 in terms of, completion percentage allowed when he was targeted. So, that, you combine that with all these other. What's that?
Who was that? X?
Yeah, that was Xavier Howard.
I know. I noticed that, but people don't want to recognize that he was a top 3 player in percentage. He allowed a lot of completions.
They just want to look at the Sports Center 2 a.m. highlight. Ooh, Xavier Howard got an interception. Ooh, and all of that. They don't want to dig into the film.
They're not paying attention to how many completions. But he improved though, bro. Even with some of that, I saw improvements in his game.
And you You heard Flores reference. He referenced from a coverage standpoint is where he sees the most growth overall in his game. That came out of his mouth.
And so bro, that's what I was preaching before the year even started. I said where he needs to improve is be a better cover corner. Minus the interception, just be a better guy being with your guy covering him, making it difficult, pass breakups and all of that. He didn't have that in his game before.
Well, but you was just sitting up here acting, saying the man was trash, bro. And
hey, listen. Maybe I exaggerate, but that's come on, EM. You know me better than that. That's the trolling element, okay? For the people that's not for the people who don't get the basic point that he struggled in coverage, and he recovers and get interceptions. That was all he was doing. Now he's actually covering well, and I was seeing on film after week 6, man, from week 6 on, I was impressed.
Yeah, he's complete. But I always, I always knew. I just think, this year, he's just healthy, bro. When he's healthy, he gives you this type of production. Maybe not to the level this year, but in previous years, I mean, when he's healthy now, he's giving you Pro Bowl.
But he's only been healthy 40% of his career.
Yeah, well, I'm not disputing that, but what I'm saying is, when he's healthy, he can give you this type of big playability and. Hopefully, knock on wood, bro. If he's still on the team, because at this point, they're going, yeah. And another thing too, as well, bro. They've been quiet in terms of we haven't heard anything in terms of his, their negotiations with that contract.
Not a word. Not a word. Not a word.
So
not a word.
I really would love to be a fly on the wall of Chris Greer's office. And listen in and hone in on them conversations they're having about his potential contract or, them, moving away from it. So, yeah.
I couldn't even begin to guess where that's going because he could be a part of a package. You never know.
I'm
just saying.
You're going to get these folks upset this late at night, TD, with that Watson stuff, bro. Stop.
Bro, I was talking about Rodgers, not Watson. No, I'm just playing.
You gonna get these folks coming at you, bro? It's too late for that. We done already discussed.
So what do you think about this though? And I hate to get back to it, but what if we're able to retain Tua and Watson? Or it just doesn't make sense? You got to get rid of Tua if that happens.
I mean,
because I mean Watson's still young, but at the same token, But maybe that would be trying to say that Tua is a backup, in this league, but I don't know. Is that just out of the question?
Being a backup to Deshaun Watson is not exactly being a backup in this league. That that's if he was a backup to Nick Foles, well, that's different. But no, being a backup to Deshaun Watson. It's not exactly being just a backup in this league, bro. So, with that being said, no, you got to move away from Tua. I don't even think Tua's competitive. I mean, think about it. You pick 5 overall. You've been hearing all this chatter about them wanting you to be the future and yada yada, but yet you make a move like this. I mean, how would you feel? I mean, no, Tua's competitive spirit, I don't think would allow him to sit there and play that Josh Rosen role. I mean, it'd be that situation.
But according to him, he was just happy to be in the league because he didn't know if he would be.
Bro, that's nothing but what else is he supposed to say? No, man, he want to play. He wants to play. He wants his own team because number one, he has the ability. 2, no, I just don't see that happening. No, if you make a move, either Rodgers or Deshaun Tua has to go, I would think. And then you're talking about look at the money you got invested at that position. His first round, his 5th overall pick status, contract wise, in addition to either Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun, bro, financially that makes no sense. It's a ridiculous amount of money, bro. You're gonna pay Tua's making starter money. He's just a rookie, you're not paying him a lot of money.
I hope Tua becomes a great for the Miami Dolphins, because it'll be a better story, coming from, building and growing and becoming that guy. But quick question, who out here in free agency do you think Miami is still potentially going looking for? And or are we good at running back, or do we need to bring in another guy to solidify it, or we need to go with what we got?
I mean, I'm good at running back at this point. But obviously, if you believe the report that the Dolphins actually put a waiver claim in on the running back.
Yeah. And we were next. We were next in line.
So that tells me they're not comfortable. So with that being said, running, that's really the only position. I mean, there's no other position. I mean, you're deep. You've got overwhelming depth at every other position on the roster, man. I mean, you went in, you're already deep in the secondary, but then you bring in a slot guy in Coleman this year, to enhance that depth there. You got depth at safety, linebacker, edge, D-line, offensive line. I mean, it's a little unstable, but you've got depth there. And the only other position, I mean, we ain't even talking about wide receiver and tight end. So the only question, I don't think it's a question mark. I love Myles Gaskins.
Yeah. What about Achman? I mean, are we just overrated?
But I think I think Myles Gaskins is just a complete player. He's just a complete back.
I agree.
If Myles Gaskins was 205 pounds,
he's just not the prototype.
And see, people can't get past that. And I told them before the draft, all of these months leading up to the draft, all of you people that are banging the table for Najee Harris and all of these other running backs, Javonte Williams, and now I do think I think the Dolphins, they probably more than likely. Well, I can't say that. That's purely speculative.
I don't think they were. I actually disagree.
It's like I'm on the fence with that. It's like I can see where part of me says, they would have drafted Javonte Williams if he was there in the second round. But then again, man, Javon Holland, bro. Man,
they wanted Javon Holland. The pick was already in. Yeah. When Williams was drafted, the pick was in at like the 8th minute. I mean, right away. They wanted Hollins. They weren't going running back.
And you look at that young man's tape, Lord, man.
Yes, legit.
But me personally, I'm good at running back. I love Myles Gaskins. I think he's the most complete back we got on the roster. I think, with all of the speed element, now that we actually have a vertical element to our passing game that teams have to account for, and hopefully the line stabilizes. Bro, you can see a significant leap. We're talking about Tua taking that second-year leap, taking a leap this year, and all these other players. But Myles Gaskins, bro, he could be 1,000-yard back this year, bro. You know what I mean?
I agree with that. Remember, he was doing very well, and he got hurt. I agree, man. It's just a matter of this system fitting the mold. But I don't want to keep you too long. Just maybe one or two more things I wanted to ask you.
I will say this though. This is my biggest question mark. And me and Reason I were talking about this the other day. It's not Tua. It's not all of the players that we brought in through the draft. Those are lower, in terms of concern from me. My biggest concern are these coordinators, are these dual coordinators. How creative are you gonna get?
I said that the other day.
With the talent that you had, because I'm telling you, you've got overwhelming depth, bro. Can you imagine Andy Reid with this kind of talent at the wide receiver position? Can you imagine Doug Peterson or Josh McDaniels, bro? How creative are you going to get? And also, are you going to be committed to the run game? I think that was the biggest issue last year, is because there was not, enough of a commitment from that standpoint. And I want to see Flores. I want to see these coordinators. I want to see if they truly want to establish that physical identity. They have to be committed to it, bro. They have to.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my biggest question mark, is how creative these coordinators are going to get with this offense.
Then they need to put Gesicki on the field and actually run the ball and trick the other team. Listen, man, I ain't gonna keep you too long tonight, man. Shout out to Sabas Gutierrez for becoming a member to the channel, Pro Bowl level. That's what's up. Appreciate you as always. To everyone who became a member to TD Fins Talk. Man, listen, man, EM, I'm actually about to get some sleep tonight because I was on early with Miami Sports Music doing their morning show. So yeah, man. But I want to say thank you so much, man. We got more coming in the pipeline.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to say to the peeps?
First off, shout out to everybody in the comments that comes in and supports TD and his buffoonery. I got to give y'all much credit because I can't sit through 2 hours of TD's foolishness. So
but
much respect to y'all. Much respect to everyone. Much respect to everyone. But no, seriously, it's always an honor to, that I'm on it, to come on TD Foolish Talk and talk football with you, bro. But at the end of the day, man, I'm just waiting. I don't want to talk anymore. I want to get to the season, bro. Period.
Yeah.
I just want.
Is this the most anticipated season of your fanhood as a Dolphin?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it got me going nuts in the head, man. I'm going crazy, man, because I want it to just go right. I want everybody to reach their point where they need to, just to make this team right, man.
I have never been this excited about our team and about anticipating a season like this year. On so many, again, it's multi-layered, bro. I want to see this. Yeah. I want to see the improvement from this defense. I want to see not just a top 5 scoring defense. I want to see a top 5 defense overall. I want to see top 5 run defense.
Let's get it.
You know what I'm saying? I want to see top 5 in sacks, top 5 in pressures, the whole 9. I want to see, this offensive line finally stabilized. That's a 20-year issue, bro. 20-year issue that we've had a problem that we haven't solved up front. 20 years, bro. And I want to see that stabilizes. And again, the young, Tua Tagovailoa, we all know how I feel about him, the player. If he's still our guy, I'm fine with that, 100% fine with that. And, eagerly anticipating that significant second-year leap from him. Yeah, man, 98% of me, I want to do it with Tua. Number one, because of what I have invested.
I get it. Yeah.
I want to ride. I want to see Tua.
You want to see it work out too.
Yeah, I want to see him take us to where we need to get, where we all want to get to. You know what I'm saying? It would be so poetic, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, but at the end of the day, I'm not in the business of coddling any grown folks. You got to put your big boy pants on and get out there and get it. And that's the Tua Tagovailoa. I got nothing but the utmost respect for the person that he is. And again, I don't know him from a can of paint, but just based off my research, I have nothing but the utmost respect for this kid on the field and off the field. We know how I feel about him on the field with his, his upside, his upside, but off the field as well. He's a perfect. He's, again, nobody's perfect, but a lot of what he projects out to the world, I think the world, in terms of his faith, how he wears it on his sleeve, the world needs more of that.
I love that. He's a great kid, and I say kid not to diminish him, but he's a great kid because he has a raised right, positive young fella, and I don't want him to get T-bowed. And because he actually has the skills that Tebow never had.
Exactly. And what real quick, in terms of how disciplined he is as a young man. Again, I don't know him. I don't live with Tua. I don't know him. But according to what people have said, based off my research, how disciplined he is. And what would get me so upset was you had a lot of people they were making fun of him. I remember when that documentary came out about how he's so disciplined. The first thing he does when he wakes up in the morning is makes his bed. That might not seem like much to people, but it goes along to, that level of discipline that he has. And, I'm sure people are going to laugh right now. The first thing I do when I wake up in the morning, I make my bed. When I don't make my bed in the morning, TD, I'm going to be honest, when I'm starting my day, when I leave the house at 5:45 every morning, I'm already feeling some type of way if my bed is not made. Yeah. And every bed in the house, not just mine, but every bed in the house. So at the end of the day, bro, he's a model in terms of discipline. Look at how disciplined he was to take on his rehabilitation project. Again, if you were listening to that interview that's been floating around Twitter about, with his trainer, his personal trainer, he talked about the severity of that injury. He said the average person will not even be walking right now. But the kid, he just puts his head down and goes to work. And that's what, again, and, we talk about the faith-based and how that's rooted in him. That's a part of his DNA. That's ingrained in his DNA. And again, he wears it on his sleeve. So everything this kid projects on and off the field, I fell in love with it at Alabama. But again, at the end of the day, make no mistake about it. This is a production-based business. And he gonna have to
put up or shut up. Yeah. I kind of feel, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the type of person with this whole Watson stuff lingering. I hope that there's a part of me that if it does get resolved and we want him, go get him now. But there's also a part of me that feels like I hope it lingers on so long that he doesn't play this year and we get our answer with Tua, and then we'll know next offseason so we can actually make the right decision.
You know something, TD? Me and Reason was just talking about this the other day. We were talking about, just think about this for a minute. Okay. All of the smoke, all of the rumors last year in 2020 pre-draft about linking us to him, right? Tanking for Tua, start of the year. Boom. Then he gets hurt. Not hurt, but catastrophic injury.
Yeah.
And man, everybody was thinking. You remember we said it. On your stream. I said, man, Tua should have just he shouldn't even played. We was crushed. Well, the people that wanted us to draft him, we were crushed because we thought, damn, ain't no way in the world, the Dolphins are going to draft him now. Then he rehabilitates. He gets, healthy enough to have a pro day. Then we select him, right? Then all of the turmoil, all of the conversation, about him not being this and not being that, based off his, the 9-game sample size that we were given. Then fast forward to the offseason and the end of the Deshaun Watson narrative starts. All of that conversation. And the Dolphins are at fault for a lot for it, 100% of that, because they're entertaining it. But then goes back to the divine intervention. I'm just giving you something to think about. Things that make you go home, to quote the great Arsenio Hall. Fast forward to, the trade is basically agreed upon, if you believe certain reports, right? Then this story breaks, which delays everything again. So you got to ask yourself, you got to sit back and like, man, bro, is this really some type of supernatural influence? Is this kid the anointed one? Again, I'm not trying to put this kind of pressure on you. I'm just saying, it's just something to make you think about, because I've thought about it. I thought about it often.
I always say, though, time will tell.
So, but at the end of the day, he's got to go.
Let me ask you this real quick. Does Tua teammates name him team captain this year?
That's all about your play on the field, bro.
Yeah. In training camp, right?
They do give out.
The players vote at the end of training camp going into the season who the team captains are. Do they name him after training camp one of the team captains? Because there'll be several, but do they name him one of them? Because that means they would have seen what he did in camp,
right?
And they felt good, and they named him. Like I started this show saying that is going to be very telling to me, because if they name him team captain, we should be excited because that means they feel encouraged in camp because it's voted by his peers. Am I wrong for that?
No. I think I think they do vote him because when in terms of being voted a captain, obviously the work ethic has to be there, and your play on the field as well, right? And Tua, first, his work ethic, that's you can't question that, but I'm anticipating a significant improvement.
And all those high-profile veterans are gone.
Yeah, and again, I think we're going to see. I think Tua is going to take a significant leap. So with that being said, yeah, I'll be shocked if he's not. Actually, really.
I mean, are all our captains we let go pretty much? So here's my deal, though, EM. Last thing before we get out of here, if they don't name him a team captain, is it am I reaching to be a little bit concerned about that?
Yeah, you are. You are. I think you are. Again, so what if they vote him a captain and he, either way, even if they vote him one, I don't think we should.
You couldn't even finish it because I know what you were going to say, but you couldn't finish it.
I'm trying to explain it to you. Either way, if they vote him a captain, we shouldn't rush to judgment and automatically assume that Tua is going to be this great player, or vice versa. If they do not vote him one, don't think that he's not going to be the player that we all envision him to be.
I agree, but come on, bro. Look at this roster. Anybody could be it. If they don't name him captain, he didn't impress them in camp because it belongs to him. You're supposed to be at this point.
That is you. That is you nitpicking. I already know what show. I can see the title of the show.
You know the truth. You know the truth. You just don't want to admit it. If his peers don't name him a team captain, then he did not have an impressive camp. I don't care. We know it.
So if they don't anoint him a captain and he goes out and has a great year, then what?
Then great, but his teammates weren't impressed and they probably didn't expect it.
Well, okay, that's fine. It wouldn't be the first time.
Well, that concerns me because they would know better than anyone.
I don't care what goes on in OTAs. I don't give a damn what goes on in training camp. I want to see it done on Sunday.
Let me give you one more. Let me give you one more.
That's my entire evaluation we based off of. Sunday.
So let me throw a little wrench in there for you. So what if Jacoby Brissett is named the team captain? Then should I be concerned?
Is Tua the starter? Can you?
Yep. He's still the starter. Yep.
No. Yep. I'm only concerned unless Jacoby Brissett is named the starter. I don't care about that little patch you got on your sleeve, bro. I'm about production on the field. I don't want to hear it.
If Jacoby Brissett is voted by his peers a team captain, I am done.
Oh yeah, you gonna love that. I know, you already have the titles of your show already written out. I already know what you, bro. I know you, TD. I know you. So I know what's coming. But you're not gonna have that opportunity. You're not gonna have that opportunity because
we better not. I do
not envision that being an issue. I just don't. I'm sorry. Until
Jacoby Brissett better not get a single snap this year. I don't want to hear it.
I mean, but if we're sitting here in what, 2 months from now, a month and a half, 2 months from now, we're sitting here and we're hearing, rumblings about. I mean, that's Jacoby Brissett is outperforming too. That's gonna be devastating for me, bro. It's gonna be absolutely devastating.
No.
It is going to be absolutely devastating for me. Because
but Jacoby Brissett is a good quarterback, though, bro.
He's won games in this league. Yeah, he's. There's a lot to like about Brissett. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot. He's a good athlete. He's got a good enough arm. And those are qualities that Flores covets. He proved that by inserting Tua into the starting lineup when he didn't have to with Fitzpatrick. He coveted Tua's ability to be more disciplined with the football than Fitzpatrick's overall game. That's what he covets. That's typical of a defensive-minded coach, though. So, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Though, I know you're gonna eat it up.
Well, I can't eat up something that don't happen. So if it happens,
that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying if it happens, you're gonna eat it up. And I know that's
you better eat it up too, because if Jacoby Brissett start, then it's over.
Oh, what do you mean by over? What do you mean,
bro? If Jacoby Brissett starts the season, then Tua's done.
Oh, I can't offer too. If that happens, well, it's what it is. And but I just don't see that. I think no.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't either. I'm just saying, man. Anyway, man, I'm about to get out of here and get me some sleep, man. I promise you, bro. I appreciate you coming through, man. Everybody loves every time you join. Man, we got to do this more often, more consistent, and get something going. All right.
Absolutely, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Anytime I'm able to, to school you on these takes, I'm not gonna hesitate. You know that, bro. So
the one thing I've learned in life is you lie to yourself, you're a lie to whoever. So that's all good, man. Keep lying to yourself, bro.
Always respect, homie. Always respect, bro.
As always, man, we got the great EM's brother. This is his twin brother, y'all, talking some sense tonight. His actual EM came on at first, but he switched it to his brother. So we appreciate y'all coming through. Love y'all. Thank you so much, EM, man. I hit you up on the back channel, bro.
Y'all be safe out there.
Fins up, y'all. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.